looks like it works and it feels like it works, then it works. With the sun on your face, all these worries will soon disappear, yeah. Just follow me now, just follow me now. I find careful patterns in the snow. It seems you did come around but changed your mind. If you just take 10 more steps to me, I won't ever ask you again. Just because I could say doesn't make me a liar. I noticed a change in the tone of your voice that's so clear. My role in this mess is not something that I can be proud of, but it's all gonna change, yes, it's all going to change. It's all gonna change, yes, it's all going to change. It's all gonna change, yes, it's all going to change. Say the first thing that comes into your head when you see me. If it looks like it works and it feels like it works, then it works. With the sun on your face, all these worries will soon disappear, yeah. Just follow me now, just follow me now.
All right. Welcome to Clear World Radio. My name's Nodle. Over here, behind the glass, behind the cat, that's Dez.
Hello, hello.
Best producer in the game,
For
even though the music's starting over
Yep,
again.
you got it, got
Good
it.
job. Good job.
Got
Good
that
job.
one.
How's everybody doing? I hope you're having a fantastic night.
Yep.
Tonight, oh man, I'm so happy. I'm so jazzed about this. We've got James from the TWD Explained channel on YouTube. I've been watching this guy for about 6-7 years now. It's going to be so fun to talk to him about Walking Dead stuff. I just thank you, James. We'll be talking to you later. So before that, though, we've got a first half of the show, and if you've never been here before, Clear World Radio is all about the strange, the odd, the unexplainable, and also it's all about movies. It's all about horror, everything that you should know and love if you're watching this right now. Which you don't. If you don't, we can teach you. It's perfectly fine. Yeah, it'll be
We'll
fine.
show you. We'll show you what's
Educational, yes, educational purposes only. But our first thing that we always do is we go over some weird news. We scour the web. We try to find some of the strangest stuff that's going on in the world, and then we bring it to you.
Mhm.
So right now, Des, I think I'm screen sharing, correct?
Yes. Here we go. Oh, there we go.
All right, excellent. Okay, so apparently over in Peru, they're dealing with aliens that use jetpacks. Now, from what I understand, this started in July, and the local villagers started referring to it as face peelers,
Ooh.
and they described it as looking like the Green Goblin.
What?
Yes. I want to know where face peelers comes from.
Yeah, that seems like it has a story behind it.
I feel like it should, but I looked into it and I saw absolutely nothing that led to this name. It was another random article that I found where I think they did an interview with one of the local villagers, and they said that's what they've been calling them colloquially. Is that how you say the word colloquially? Yeah, that.
Okay, yeah.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that. So it seems that's what they started calling them, but I can't find a reason for it. But I want to go through I'm gonna get my quartering on for a second and read an article for you. So here we go. Flying aliens harassing village in Peru are actually illegal miners with jetpacks.
Wait.
Cops say.
Minors or minors? Like children? Or like
Not the ones that we don't let into the Discord.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay. But so like gold miners.
Yes, gold miners. I didn't even know this was a thing. I had no idea that it was so popular for apparently this was down to illegal gold mining gangs from Colombia and Brazil. This is my favorite part right here, Des. It's a little bit further down, so I'm just going to start here at the top, make sure everybody gets the context that they need. So, the mysterious attacks began on July 11th. Strange beings, locals said, visiting an isolated indigenous community in rural Peru at night, harassing its inhabitants and attempting to kidnap a 15-year-old girl. Now, I want to pause there.
What?
For a moment.
Wait.
If you're just gold mining illegally, why? Is this somebody that was part of the mining operation that decided to break off and create their own enterprise? What do you think about that, Des?
Oh.
You think that's it?
I mean, they got jetpacks, right? So
They got fucking jetpacks.
Like, who the fuck has jetpacks in the first place?
For real.
Who's mining with jetpack? What?
I don't even know how this turned into a thing. I would say I love it if it weren't for the 15-year-old girl almost being kidnapped.
Yeah.
Because it's just it's so outlandish though.
Yeah.
Like the only thing I've seen about these jetpacks are a statement. I believe it was from the Peruvian Navy and police, because they're the ones that went out there to investigate eventually. And they said this is quote, advanced technology involving thrusters to fly.
Oh.
Well,
That doesn't.
I've never even heard. I mean, we've all seen Back to the Future, obviously, and the Jetsons, and we all kind of figured that's where we would be by now.
Yeah.
But obviously, we're not. Unfortunately, Elon, get on that. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
But
Where's our commercial jetpacks? Why are these miners got them?
yeah, like why are these guys that are going to steal gold? This is a problem. This is a problem we need to address, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
Regular people deserve jetpacks.
We do.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I mean, what's the jetpacks gotta like? How is that helping the miners? Like, is it just like to get through like the Peruvian
Yes.
like terrain easier?
Yes,
Okay.
that, and apparently it makes it easier to illegally cross into the country.
Oh, they just fly
Yes.
on over. Okay.
Yes, apparently Peru is really strict on that because of, obviously, the gold mines they have out there.
No, okay.
Which is completely understandable.
No,
like,
this,
I mean, that's...
it totally makes sense. It's like in World of Warcraft when you finally get flying and you're like, oh my god, I can gather so much easier now.
I can't say I've ever played World of Warcraft, so I'm going to have to take your word on that one, Des.
Yeah, flying makes it easier.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. You know, being behind a computer makes it a lot easier to end up doing that. I love this quote, Des. Listen to this.
Okay.
These gentlemen are aliens. They seem armored, like the Green Goblin from Spider-Man. I've shot one twice, and it didn't fall.
Oh no!
Instead, it elevated and disappeared. I'm probably going to get this name wrong, but I'm going to try. I can't remember how you're supposed to pronounce the A when it's got that above it. Rautigua Avila, maybe? I'm so sorry I butchered your name, sir. I know you're not watching this.
Yarrow. Oh no, I don't know.
Yeah, right?
Avila.
Retigui Avila. Yes. He's a local leader of the indigenous Akaitu group living in the northwestern Manus province. He told Peruvian radio station, "We're frightened by what is happening in the community." I would be too.
Yeah.
Imagine going outside. Now we've got videos. Okay, it's okay. You're not just gonna have to stare at my pretty face. Got some videos to pull up. But one more little quote here. Their color is silver. Their shoes are round in shape, and with those, they rise up. They float 1 meter high and have a red light on their heel. Their heads are long, their mask is long, and their eyes are sort of yellowish.
I don't care if these are real, like, people, minor kind of peoples. Like, this is going down, like in history, in the history books as,
Oh, yeah.
like,
oh, yeah.
No, that's creepy as hell.
Here's the thing. It's either this is the actual answer, obviously. But honestly, on some levels, it seems more outlandish than aliens.
It does.
Technology we've never heard of.
Yeah. And a total, like, new venture that we've never, like, really, like, this is, like aliens, you're like, okay, cool, oh yeah, we're talking about aliens a lot, and then it's like, no, illegal miners with jetpacks that look like the Green Goblin. It's, like, straight out of comic books instead.
Yeah, and this was This was right around the same time that the U.S. congressional hearings were heard.
Yeah.
When it came to the UAP, as they're calling it now, unidentified aerial phenomena. Is that what I'm pretty sure that's what it stands for, correct?
Yeah.
They just had that very recently, and if you've been online at all, I'm sure you've seen that there's been tons of alien stories lately. Like, they're just dropping left and right. You've got people that have been working for the government for decades coming out and saying things. So it's just, the timing is very weird to me. Not only with this, but also with the alien stuff at large, period. It's very odd timing, if you ask me.
And also, where are they getting the jetpacks?
This is my main concern, Des.
Yeah.
Where are these jetpacks coming from, and where can I get one?
And why are they showing up in Peru?
Of all places for such advanced technology to show up randomly. Colombia, Brazil, Peru?
I guess it's like cocaine money.
Always the blow money.
Or the gold.
We know, yeah. Or the gold, yeah. It's probably both, honestly.
Yeah. Alright. Lucrative business.
I don't know. Let's, it really would, right? Like, that's a great business model. Blowing gold. Okay, so this first clip right here, the background on this is the villagers, this is when the villagers in Peru are fed up with all of it. They go on the offensive, and this is what happens. Now I'm going to warn you, there's a watermark on them in the middle of the screen because obviously it's 2023, everybody wants their credit. Appreciate it, Mr. Dennis. And also, just like every other piece of alien extraterrestrial proof there is, it looks like it was shot with a potato. I have no idea why this keeps happening. Our cameras keep getting better on our phones, yet all of this footage stays the same.
Every time.
I feel like people are going into their phones and changing, the quality to 360p before filming.
Or just when they upload it.
Or yeah, or that. I mean, there is that. That's probably a lot easier, honestly.
Just run a potato filter over your...
Potato filter?
over your...
I hope they make that. Do they make that? I hope they make that.
I think it's just called Retro TV. I use it all the time.
Okay. Alright, let's check out this clip. Apparently the villagers get pissed and try to attack the thing.
Cool.
Hay que tener bastante cuidado. Ahí está, ahí está. Ya creo que la encontré al pie de la cara.
Of course it's not exact.
Ahí está, ya la encontré. Por allá está un montón de gente, ¿ves? Por ahí, por allá. Ahí está, ahí está.
You're getting audio, right?
Yeah, I think it's coming
Okay.
through.
Okay. You see what I'm talking about, Des? You can never see a damn thing.
No.
So, let's just... I mean, they're firing. Those shots sound weird, don't they?
Yeah, well, like a, maybe it's more like a pellet gun.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. It sounds, definitely sounds like at least very, very small caliber, if anything. Can you imagine the chaos, Des? You've got, what is it? What do you think that is? Maybe 15 people? Maybe 15?
Yeah.
20? Tops? From what I've seen? That many people running around in the dark, firing guns. I can't believe more people didn't die, to be honest. Like, this is...
Like, what you're
I'm sorry, I didn't
actually
mean to interrupt you.
firing at.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, unless they're all firing into the air, which, actually, that makes sense. Because, you are trying to shoot at aliens.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, those bullets, even if they don't hit anything, they come back down. I don't think many people realize that. At least not because of movies, you know, but those bullets do come back down just as fast.
Yes, gravity still works on it.
Right?
But
Yeah.
on the saving trap says Juanio means to play dumb in Spanish. So this is Dennis, Juanio Dennis.
Oh, okay, really?
Huh.
That's interesting. Thanks, Abe. Playing Dumb Dennis. Oh, Lord, it sounds like Deaf Noodles.
It's gone. It's elevating.
Chase it. It's elevating. How often do you get to hear that in a conversation?
I mean,
Chase it. It's elevating. You never see
I
anything.
don't. Yeah.
Oh, ya se ha elevado, ya dice.
It's just, it looks like somebody's, like you said, it looks like somebody's just got a flashlight and they're going back and forth between the trees here.
Ya se ha elevado. Ya se alarga, vuela, escucho, pues no la puede hacer
Oh.
nada.
Oh no.
Puta madre, ¿cómo vamos a hacer ahora? Vuela, puta madre, a ver qué le hacemos.
Come on, buddy.
Vamos a hacer, pucha madre. Es que llama a la policía, al ejército, para que nos vengan a apoyar.
This has I hate pet peeve does.
Hmm.
Getting the subtitles wrong. With
Yeah.
spell check.
Vamos a ver cómo estará la familia allá.
I love this dude in the jersey. He's just like, fuck y'all, I'm getting this thing.
I'm gonna get it.
Yes.
Everyone's kind of burping.
What's that?
se ven, los niños no duermen, están ahí las madres desvelándose, señores. Son extraterrestres estos señores.
It's like maybe about 15 people.
Blindados, son tipo del hombre verde que persigue el hombre araña, igualitos, son señores. Dios les valió 2 veces.
They're bulletproof, and they just fly away.
This isn't proof. This is.
It's a crazy ass story.
It's
I wonder if these are the because this was a very interesting way to get the Peruvian Navy and the police out there. Now this was a very rural village. It obviously took a lot of convincing for them to get the Navy out there. So, do you think maybe something happened with this 15-year-old girl, and the only way they knew they were going to get an investigation into this was somehow signal boosting it in the craziest way possible? Does that make sense?
That's an idea, yeah.
I don't know. That's something I would come up with, honestly. Like,
But
use
did
the
he find
power
it,
of the
though?
internet. Yeah, she was fine. She was fine. Let me get back
Was
to
she
the
kidnapped?
I don't believe so. Let me get back to the thing here real quick.
Was she like?
Attempting. Yeah, they attempted to kidnap a 15-year-old girl. They did not succeed on that part. Let's see. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. News of the alleged extraterrestrial attackers quickly spread online, as believers, skeptics, and internet sleuths around the world analyzed grainy videos posted by members of the Ikaitu community.
We are those.
The
suckers.
reported... Yeah. Basically, it seems like I mean, my idea is possible, especially that, like, this just back, like, that's how I would think right there, is the world, especially right now, the world is obsessed with aliens right
Yeah.
now. You're seeing it on social media every day. There's something new.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
can see that.
yeah. The reporting sightings came on the heels of the United States congressional hearings about unidentified aerial phenomenon that ignited a global conversation about the possibility of extraterrestrial life visiting Earth. Members of the Peruvian Navy and police traveled to the isolated community. See, that kind of makes me think even more. Which is located 10 hours by boat from the Manus provincial capital of Iquitos? I'm sure I got that wrong, and I apologize. to investigate the strange disturbances in early August. Last week, authorities announced that they believe the perpetrators were members of illegal gold mining gangs from Colombia and Brazil using advanced flying technology to terrorize the community, according to RPP Noticias, which is a radio station out there.
Okay. But why?
Carlos Castro Quintanilla? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. Quintanilla, the lead investigator in the case, said that 80% of illegal gold mining, or of illegal gold dredging, in the region is located in the Nanay River Basin, where the Akaitu community is located. And one of the key pieces to the investigation was related to the attempted kidnapping of said 15-year-old girl. So what is... Okay, we've got a interest... Let's see what this one is real quick. So we've got another video here. It's, actually, you know what? It was right there in the thing. I'll just do this.
Las autoridades pongan la mano al pecho y nos vengan a ayudar a nosotros como comunidad nativa que somos de aquí de Río Pinto.
Looks like we don't have any subtitles here, but I'm going to take a look at it anyways to see if there's anything that might help with the context. If my internet will allow me.
Nativo de
There
San
we go.
Antonio es que somos los chiquitos y no van a permitir pues, que los chiquitos pierdan sus pobladores de esa forma con esos.
Doesn't seem like it.
Porque de repente salimos a buscar por ahí.
This looks like a basic call to action type deal.
Oh wait.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Let's see what's here at the
He's
end.
got that little pop gun. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Little baby rifle. Gonna shoot your eye out, kid.
Oh come on, really? Alright, give me a second. For some reason, my internet wants to be
A potato.
asshole just for the video portion here. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that, everybody. Sorry.
Las autoridades pongan la mano al pecho y nos vengan a ayudar a
Back
nosotros como
to
comunidad.
where we were.
La mano, como aquí las autoridades.
Yeah, here we go. So it looked like that first part was your basic call to action to get the community together to go out and look. So when they say this was one of the bigger pieces of evidence, I imagine that's because this was the night that the girl was almost kidnapped. And what a better way to get your community up together than a girl almost being kidnapped.
By
So-
aliens.
By aliens of all fucking things.
Mhm.
So, you get everybody together out, you grab your weapons, and it's time for some old-fashioned community justice.
Ahí está. Ya creo que la encontraste al pie de la cara. Ahí está, ya la encontré por allá, está un montón de gente, ¿ves? Por ahí, por allá. Ahí está.
Okay, it looks like the quality isn't as terrible from what I've seen, but it's so dark. You can't see anything.
Where's that green goblin?
I'm gonna see the Green Goblin lift off. So it looks like I think everybody's firing this way. That's it.
Ugh,
Jesus Christ.
what a tease.
So easy. Okay, this was another one where it says it can be seen.
Oh.
Quote. Now we know what that means when we've seen this happen so many times to where I'm sure you and I both know when they say that you can see it.
Mhm.
I don't know about that. Let's see. Let's see about that. Who uploads in 360p? Potato quality. What the fuck? What is that supposed to be?
Desde su huerta, desde su huerta. Desde su huerta, vecino.
What's it?
Did you see anything there, Des?
No, I'm gonna be honest.
That looks... It just looks like... You know what it looks like? It looks like somebody just shined a light up on the tree. And what you're seeing is literally what the flashlight was able to illuminate,
Yeah.
and they realized, oh, it kind of looks like a shape, and they just rolled with it.
It almost feels like they're just terrorizing themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe,
That's interesting. You think it's somebody that's just, like, fucking with the community at large?
Well, I don't know. Like, what would be the purpose of gold miners in the region to terrorize a small community there? What are they trying to get them to leave so that they can dredge gold better?
I'm not really sure if that is the goal, but apparently the gold dredging is from that article. It said it was very close. The river that they use to dredge is very close to this village. So,
yeah. I just feel like,
but
like the
please go,
jetpack
please.
thing, like the jetpack thing just seems like a lot of too much. If they just want to scare the people away, like they could just come with guns.
Yeah,
You know, like colonizers never needed jetpacks before.
it's true. It's true. We never needed jetpacks.
I like how you.
We just killed people.
Yeah, just straight
That's
up.
all.
You just go in with the guns. Like, what are you doing flying around? Like,
Just going guns
freaking
blazing.
creeps. Yeah. So.
Yeah, there's.
What's the purpose of the? That is a very expensive, convoluted.
It's overkill.
It's overkill for why? You know
I
what?
don't-
I bet it's a movie. I bet it's like.
Oh my god, can you imagine the viral
Viral
marketing campaign?
Yep. Yep.
Oh god, that would make me so happy, Des. I hope you're right.
Yep. For the next what if it is Green Goblin
Oh my god.
stealing gold?
What is
from
Green
mines?
Goblin? Why is Willem Dafoe in Peru?
Building a secret lair.
There you go. Actually, there you go.
You know.
How much is left? Okay, this has like 5 seconds left. Let's see. I don't see anything, Des.
No.
I really don't.
I.
And it makes me sad, you know, because this is such a good story. Like, it's got everything.
It's got everything.
So we got aliens, we've got people digging for gold, we've got jetpacks. And we've got a giant mystery to solve at the same time.
But we don't got nothing. We got nothing.
Now here's a statement on the technology, okay? Christian Caleb Bakaya, a local teacher who witnessed the attack, said that they were using state-of-the-art technology, like thrusters that allow people to fly. He said that after looking the devices up on Google, he believed that they were, quote, jetpacks. Authorities have not made any arrests related to the attacks, nor named any alleged assailants or their organization directly. However, the prosecutor's office claimed that they had destroyed 110 dredging operations and 10 illegal mining camps in the area already this year.
Jeez.
They're staying busy out there, Des. They're staying busy.
They are.
I can appreciate the hustle. I just can't appreciate the killing
Yeah.
and all that stuff, you know. That's we don't condone that here at Clear World Radio, just for the record.
Right.
We do condone jetpacks.
Yeah. More jetpacks,
And-
less terrorizing small villages.
And you know, if you we'll get a PO box if you want to send us one or two,
Yeah.
because Des deserves one too.
Yeah. You can give me a small one though, because I'm a cat.
Get her small.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, she's about up
A
to here,
feline.
from what I understand.
Feline
Yeah,
size.
about there. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Oh, cute. A little
We'll get
cat
you a
with
cat
jetpack.
pack.
Yeah.
Cat pack. Cat pack. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Next. All right, Des, you got something for the Scream assembly cut that you were gonna throw up for
Yeah.
sharing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, yeah. Just
Do you need me to stop sharing, or can I just leave it up for now?
you can just leave it up for now.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right, we've got a new segment for you here, ladies and gentlemen. This is called "What the Hell."
Well,
What the hell is going to be a weekly segment where Des and I go over something interesting and or strange that is happening in the horror community, mainly of the film variety. And this week, pause for the cause. This week we have the Scream 3 assembly cut. Now, I don't know if all of our viewers out there know this, but this year marks the 20th anniversary of Scream 3. Came out in 2003. And here's the deal. For most people, Scream 3 is the worst. Now, I can understand why. It breaks away a lot from the mold of what we're used to. It's not in Woodsboro, it's in LA. Most of the stuff revolves around... a good bit of the film revolves around people that aren't our main characters from 1 and 2. Sydney doesn't get there until like halfway into the film. Even though, don't get me wrong, we do have like maybe 2 or 3 scenes with her before she comes to LA from wherever she's hiding out at. But she's not there with everybody else, you know? Mm-hmm. So I can understand. And the story, I'll be honest, it's not as good as 1 and 2. But there's a part of me deep down, I have memories associated with this film, Des. I saw this in theaters with my uncle because Scream and Halloween were 2 of the film franchises that, number 1, got me going down this path, and number 2 actually brought he and I a lot closer together growing up, because we were always together because of the whole single mom spending time at the grandma's place, and you know, he's the son, so he's always there kind of stuff growing up. So, you know, I think I've told the story before about how I got into all this completely with Halloween 1978 because I stayed home sick from school. Yeah. So, you know, Scream 1 was something that he and I really enjoyed together. Part 2, I still couldn't get into the movie theater at that point. Like, they wouldn't let me in even though I had an adult with me. What? I think back then it was like if you were under the age of 10, you couldn't go into an R-rated movie at all. Oh. Something like that. But by the time Scream 3 came out in 2003, I was obviously old enough to go with someone. So this one came out. I remember going to see it. I was so jazzed. I remember a lot of people being disappointed on their way out, but I just remember loving it so much. And honestly, it's probably rose-tinted glasses kind of deal because it was the first Scream film that I was able to see in theaters. So there's that. But last week, it seems this assembly cut leaked onto the internet, and I cannot find a single thing about where it originated, where this came from. Oh. Now, obviously, right? Like, last year, Scream 2 came out on 4K. And the year before, the first Scream came out on 4K. So, in October, 3 comes out on 4K. Okay. Appropriately. And, so to prepare for that, when you look at the first frame for the assembly cut, which I will bring up right now, actually, because I do want to read it real quick. Statement from Scream 3 assembly cut. It basically states that... Okay, one moment. Sorry. Where is it? Okay, I'm just gonna have to open it up and read it. Here we go. 1 second. Right here, ladies and gentlemen. So, this is the very first frame of the assembly cut. Now, I've got it playing for myself here, but I'm going to read off this screen for you. Okay. The following is an assembled early cut of Scream 3 dating back to October of 1999. It is presented for educational purposes only. And by viewing, your consent. And by viewing, you consent that you already own a copy of Scream 3 on physical media, or purchased through a legit digital retailer. Obviously, over here we keep everything on physical media.
Mm-hmm.
On October 3rd of 2023, Paramount Pictures will release a remastered 4K Ultra HD edition of Scream 3.
Okay.
Please support their efforts presenting this film in the best quality possible by purchasing a copy. And the last line says, Monsieur Wes, as in Monsieur Wes Craven, the gentleman that created Scream. So I feel like this was I feel like this might have been.
It's gotta be crew leak.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Yep. I feel like this had to be somebody that worked on the film, that maybe saw the hype around the 4K release and thought to themselves, oh, this would be a cool time to just kind of get this out there for people to look at, you know?
The time's right, just to like leak it out and have it be exciting and stuff, and still not have to, like, I don't know, be a big deal or anything, or like outshine. Like, it's kind of like it's leading to the 4K version later.
Exactly. That's exactly how I viewed it too, Des. It was kind of like a here's a little taste of how it started.
Yeah.
And now you've got a month and a half to wait until you get to watch the official thing in the best quality possible.
You know who thinks like that? A producer.
Who? Oh,
You know?
I'm sure you can relate. As the best one in the game, anyways.
Yeah. I should know.
You really should, Des. You really should. We're very happy here at Clear World Radio to have Des pulling the strings, pushing the buttons. I'm not even streaming right now. For anybody that's never been here before, I find this fact incredibly funny because I don't think anybody else has done it. Like, honestly, I don't know of anybody else that has ever done this. We stream this show through Dez's computer. Not mine, even though I'm hosting. This is going through Dez's computer on the opposite side of America. And I just sit here and talk. And she handles everything else, and damn am I a lucky man when it comes to that. Discord has been a godsend for us when it comes to this stuff, at least. It's just, I'm just so, I'm so proud to have you here, honestly. I know I say that a lot of the time, but I really do mean it when I say it.
I appreciate it every time I hear it.
I would hope so, with all the work you do. If you if you haven't seen it yet, go check the videos section of our page. You'll see the skit from Monday's episode. We did a Twin Peaks celebration special. It got copyright claimed to hell by Showtime, even though all of it was fair use. So we're kind of dealing with copyright disputes with that. I'm personally dealing with copyright disputes for the skit alone on Facebook and Instagram because I posted it both places, and now I've had to file disputes just so I can keep them up on my page. But if you go to our videos section, there is a version of the skit where you can watch it. And I believe, isn't the actual full episode back up now?
It is, yeah.
It is, okay. So if you didn't see the episode Monday and you're a fan of Twin Peaks, you can go back and give that a watch. It was a fun time.
Yeah.
Can you say, Des?
It was.
Wasn't it? It really was.
Yeah.
Okay, so back into the Scream 3 assembly cut. I want to get into the differences here that I noticed. Now, when we watched the theatrical cut in the Discord the other night. The original plan was for everybody to get together and watch the theatrical and the assembly cut, but we didn't really have enough time to do both. So we watched the theatrical together, and I watched the assembly cut by myself, and got some notes or whatever. So, I mean, you know the theatrical cut, obviously. We just recently watched it, so everything that I mention here should be pretty fresh for you.
Yeah.
The intro, um, the very first scene is different, is way different. If you remember from the deleted scenes that we watched, actually, the alternate opening featured Cotton, which is Liev Schreiber's character, the very first gentleman that's killed right before the Scream 3 title card. In the theatrical, it's very straightforward. He gets the phone call. It's Ghostface acting like he's his girlfriend and all that kind of stuff. Or acting like he's actually acting like he's a female fan. And, then it goes off into the dark stuff. But here, they took some of the deleted scenes, but at the same time, there's a bit more stuff added to the beginning of it as well. I've got a little note written here. I'd like to. It says, Colton spends more time on the phone. The killer pretends to be his girlfriend much longer. He makes the voice changer work a lot better. And sorry. It makes the voice changer make more sense. We watched throughout the film that Ghostface uses this
It's like a little
this voice changer a lot.
talk
It's like
boy
a
or something. Yeah.
it's like a circle kinda. So that was one of the only problems I ever really had when it came to Ghostface using that, because that technology doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's
Like,
not
let's
a
be
thing.
honest.
You
Yeah,
can't
it
clone
doesn't
somebody's
exist.
voice. Well, I mean, okay,
No.
so you can
Now with AI, yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, did Ghostface have his own, like, beta AI program back in 03?
Wait, what?
Did Ghostface cause all this? Oh, Lord. It was all Ghostface's fault. He just wanted to kill people, and now AI's running ragged, and Skynet's gonna kill us in a couple of years.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry. Terminator reference.
It's okay. No, it,
The voice changer stuff, that's one of the things that originally took me out of the film a little bit.
yeah.
Not during first watch in the theater, obviously, because for me, the theater experience a lot of the time will outshine a lot of the imperfections in a film, because I just I enjoy the theater experience so much that I can overlook a lot of things while I'm there.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of like put on blinders.
And you just enjoy your time while you're there, especially nowadays when you're spending $15 to $20 for a movie ticket.
Yeah.
Okay. So the interesting about that intro is most of it you can find in the deleted scenes. So there's that for you.
Okay.
The second thing I noticed was there's when we first see Sydney, she's obviously living as a recluse under the name Laura, and she's working as a women's crisis telephone operator. Appropriate, if you ask me.
Although
And
I did kind of think it's kind of weird that she took a phone job.
Really?
You know, having
Oh,
like most of the
okay.
time it's on the phone. Like I wouldn't
That's
want to
true.
be around a ringing phone if that like put me on edge every time.
Yeah, but at the same time, that's a very easy way to work from home, to where you don't have to go out and deal with the real world. You know?
Yeah.
So it's I guess it's kind of a double-edged sword there. Like
Yeah.
whichever one of those things bothers you more,
I don't like
go
phone
with the
calls
other.
anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, you know? So when we see her for the first time, we get that jump scare with her dead mother outside the window, and then Ghostface comes through, or whatever. Now with this, it's replaced with a scene between Sid and her father instead. No jump scare, and the nice thing about this scene is, I don't know if you've ever noticed this, Des, but if you watch sequels, you'll usually find one scene in particular to where they go back and recount the events of the other films without making it seem like they're doing a recap. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You know, like you remember that time this happened, or I'm so sorry that your mom died in the first, like shit
Yeah.
like that, except for different words, obviously, different dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
But this was that scene. And they took it out. Like, this was the scene that,
Oh.
it added more context to everything. It would make sense for people that haven't seen 1 or 2.
Yeah.
But
I wonder why they took it
at
out.
that point, though, maybe they thought people didn't need context. I mean, Scream was gigantic
Yeah.
at that point. It was probably the biggest. It was the biggest horror franchise of the 90s.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no. It's the thing that revitalized the slasher genre completely, was Scream.
Yep.
So, but I guess I kind of understand why they took it out, but honestly, that's one that I wish they would have left in. And I didn't say this before, but I also enjoy the alternate opening compared to the one that's in the theatrical cut. Because one of the things from the intro I forgot to mention actually was Cotton has that line right before he gets stabbed, because it's one of the best title cards I've ever seen. Like, Ghostface pulls up the knife and he cuts out the 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's how you see in the one we watched, he says, "But I'm in the sequel." And I'm pretty sure Ghostface just stabs him.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what he says. I think he says something, but the thing that it's replaced with really made me laugh and made a lot more sense. Cotton says, "But I'm in the sequel," and Ghostface responds with, "Aren't we all?" and just kills him. So that made me laugh. I really like that. Okay, the next one was Sarah Darling. Her kill is quite different, apparently. It's the kill itself isn't really different. It's more so about the stuff before it. There's more leading up to her getting to the studio to try to meet up with Roman. She's the one, Jenny McCarthy.
Yeah.
Played her. She's the one that ended up in the studio after hours, and there was the coats, the Ghostface robes, all on the hangers and everything for the film. And she's the one that got killed there in the office. There's a lot more exposition before it, but that's really it. I'm glad they took that part out, honestly. It doesn't really add much to it.
Yeah.
So, there was that. There's about 4 other changes I want to go through here.
I think that's what's playing on the screen.
Is it?
TV
Okay.
right now. Is that
Perfect.
Jenny
Perfect.
McCarthy scene?
Yeah, her kill is quite different. I think that, like Des said, it should be showing down there. But, okay, this one's one of my faves right here. So, Dewey reveals to Gale, if you remember, one of the big plot points from Part 3 was that the killer was killing them in the order that they died in the new Stab movie. The script.
Yeah.
So, this part, I love this part. I wish they would have kept it in. Dewey reveals to Gale that she dies in Stab 3 next.
Yeah.
But she ends up being the killer in the end of the film. In the end of Stab 3. Not the actual film, but the film that's in the film.
Yeah.
And then
They
it
all got
suggested...
different scripts, right?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It was, a few of them had different scripts, so you didn't know who was going to be next. But there was, before they got into the normal conversation, there was another one about where Dewey, because Gale does ask him, well, who dies next? And they took it out, but he answers her and says that, well, you do, but technically you don't, because you come back as the killer at the end of the film. And he reveals to her, well, not reveals, it's very heavily hinted that he's the one that suggested to the people making the film that they make Gale the killer for the third one.
Oh. Dewey is?
So, Yeah, Dewey was he's still a little hurt about what happened between him and Gale there
Yeah.
between parts 2 and 3, which I can understand, but you
Yeah.
know, that's great revenge, isn't it? You
Yeah.
break up with a chick and suddenly you get your hands on the film and you make her the bad guy.
Yeah.
Okay, there's one small one right here real quick. Ghostface dialogue is a little different when he calls Sid the first time. She's going by the name Laura at this
Yeah.
point. This is a great quote too because it kind of leads credence to the theory that the girl that was playing Sydney in Stab 3,
Candy.
yes, Candy, the one that played Candy in Twin Peaks, exactly. Her. I remember watching and thinking she was the killer. You know, we found her in the restroom where she had the ghost face mask and the knife, and she said that she was
Yeah.
just taking stuff home
the
because it
shoes.
was, yeah,
Mhm.
because she said it was, she didn't know if that might be her last role because of what happened on set and everything.
Mhm.
And Sid lets her go, but this quote right here makes me, it lends a lot of credence to that theory because he's got a quote here that says, "The killer is a dark reflection of the hero."
Oh, wow.
And how perfect is that
That's
if
a
it would have
sweet
been her?
giveaway. Yeah. Yep.
It's on the nose, but it's only on the nose if it actually would have been her as the killer.
Yeah.
Without her as the killer, I really wish they would have left it in. I really do. That one was good. I love good dialogue like that, and that one's really good.
That would be a
Okay.
good misdirection.
Yeah, exactly. I love stuff like that. I love when these films give me little things like maybe they're wearing the right shoes or something like that. They give us little things to think, oh, that's probably the killer right there. And then 15 minutes later, you see something else from somebody else, and you're like, he's got the same walk as that killer. It's probably him, you know, like left and right. I love that stuff. It makes for a fun viewing experience, honestly.
Mhm.
Let's see. When Sydney first gets to the police precinct and she's meeting with the detective for the first time, and she's talking to Gail for the first time since she got there, she realizes that Gail is in Dewey's vicinity and they're working together in a certain way.
Mhm.
And she looks at Gail and she tells her, "You better not break his heart again."
Hmm.
Which was, I can understand why they took it out. That is very out of character for Sydney.
Yeah.
She never does stuff like that. She doesn't
No, she doesn't care.
she doesn't insert herself. She doesn't, that's not her.
Yeah, I know.
So it's understandable they took it out.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever seen her comment on anyone else's.
Love life or no, she's pretty absorbed, I guess.
I just feel like she doesn't. I feel like she doesn't really want to bother people
Mhm.
any more than she already has by being a victim.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I don't think she likes to draw any more attention to herself than needed because she's obviously had enough.
Mhm.
Okay, there's I think there's 3 more. Yeah, this one's one of my favorites. So the tape that Randy's sister delivers to them to watch, because Randy died in part 2. He got drugged into the news van and killed there on campus. In between, sometime before he was killed, he recorded a videotape to give to the rest of our crew, just in case he passed in part 2, because Randy was that good of a horror master to where he knew, all right, if I die, I need to be the one that can still give them the rules to survive a horror film, as he's always done. So we've got that nice VHS that his sister delivers out in LA to everybody else, where he goes over the rules of surviving a trilogy and all that kind of stuff. And but there's one little difference, and I know why they took it out. But it felt like they gave him a very, very loose script to work off of. Like, I think they just kind of let him loose. Because in this cut, he mentions, he references the Phantom Menace, like the Star Wars film. And if I'm not mistaken, it doesn't make sense because the Phantom Menace wasn't even out yet when he filmed that video.
Huh.
So, that's kind of a continuity error, as they call it.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. I mean, I understand why they took it out, knowing that,
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, somebody's going to catch that.
Yeah, that's a little too. That's a
Oh.
slip.
Here's one that you'll enjoy, Des. This is another one that made me actually appreciate the voice changer more. Is there's a scene of Ghostface where he is sitting down at a computer and he downloads Sid's voice onto a disc that is used on the voice changer. And it's like one of those mini discs. You remember those?
Yep.
Like the mini Ds or whatever.
They were.
It looks like a little circular saw, literally.
I love this.
Except for, it's just a CD outline.
Games, so,
Oh, yeah. I remember they made those for a while. They had, like, CD singles that were that tiny.
Or, like,
'Cause-
just an episode of a TV show or a cartoon.
Yeah. Like, you could get them at Walmart for, like, $3.99 back in the day. I remember that. Okay, I think that's about it. Oh, no, this one's important. There's two. These two are very important to me. Jennifer Jolie, Gail, and Dewey are in a vehicle when they receive a call from Sydney, which makes them move on to Roman's birthday party that they all go to at the end when everything comes to the climax in the third act. Because, spoilers for a film that's been out 20 years. Spoilers. Roman is the killer. So, the gentleman that was directing Stab 3 actually ends up being the killer on the set of Stab 3. He, so that gives a reason for why they all ended up there. Because if you watch the film now, when you're along for the ride, it's whatever. It's like, okay, everybody's got to make it there anyways. So, I'm not really paying attention to those little tiny details, especially not the first time watching.
Yeah.
But I did notice that later on, like, why did they all go to that birthday party when they didn't even really know about it? But with that scene, it makes sense. I wish they would have left it in. Now, here's the big one. Here's the big one. When Roman is revealed as the killer, he kills a gentleman named Milton, but that kill is different because he gives more dialogue. And here's what he says. He states that... One moment, sorry. He states... Roman Bridger, which is his name in the film, Roman Bridger is a public figure they already know. They'd expect Maureen, which is Sid's mother, they'd expect Maureen's son to be 27. Roman is known in the public eye as being 36. So this makes the character, for me, this makes the character seem, well, not seem, it makes the character a lot smarter. It actually makes me believe that he could have pulled off all of this. Because when it was revealed at the end that the director was the killer, you're just kind of like, what?
Yeah.
Like, I get it, he's Sid's half-brother, that's revealed, and stuff like that, but we didn't really get much with him before that. He wasn't really in the movie too much. But his status as the director makes it make sense to me, but this little detail here with the dialogue, I really think they should have left that in,
Mm-hmm.
especially with this last detail with Sydney. When they have their fight scene at the end, if you remember correct, Sid pulls a gun from her ankle holster, and she has to obviously give it up. And to kill him, she pulls out her second gun from her ankle holster. Like she keeps two, right?
Yeah.
Smart girl. I love you, Sid. Good for you.
Gotta
You know
back
what
up
you're
to the
doing at this
backup.
point.
Yep.
Back up to the backup, pulling an Agent Mulder. Literally. But here's what bothers me. They cut out the part where she reveals that she's wearing a bulletproof vest. Because we see her get hit in the chest. But we never see her reveal that she's wearing a vest. I mean, it's implied because she gets up.
Yeah.
And that's what we all think, obviously, is, oh, okay, she was wearing a bulletproof vest, whatever. But I really think it would have made it a lot better if we would have actually seen that happen, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But overall,
I was a little confused.
it was a fun watch. It really was a fun watch.
I love Parker Posey.
Yes, she was great in it, wasn't she?
Mm-hmm.
It's always good to see her in something. I feel like she's not utilized enough.
I agree. She needs to be. She's hilarious.
Yes. I do believe it's time for Midnight Movie Madness.
All right.
About 2 weeks ago, we sat down. If you don't know, if you're new here, Monday nights in the Discord server, we have a thing called Midnight Movie Madness, where we get together around midnight Eastern Standard Time, and we pick one film, we watch it. So far it's basically been all horror films, right?
Yeah, or sci-fi.
Yeah, horror or sci-fi. Yeah, like anything horror, sci-fi, mystery, thriller. Those four genres are kind of our wheelhouse here. So we pick one. We all get together and watch it as a watch party in the Discord, and then we talk about it that same week for the show. But we watched Terrifier and Terrifier 2 on the same night about 2 weeks ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago.
Because we were off for 2 weeks there, personal stuff going on. So that's why we did the extra episode this past Monday, was to try to make it up to everybody that actually enjoys the show. But anyways, I'm sure there's links over there in the chat if you want to join the Discord. Also, links over there if you want to donate to the show. All of the proceeds go towards making this a better show for you to watch. So, just putting that out there. But I think we have a panel.
Yeah. Should I?
Don't we?
Drag some people in here.
Let's get them in, Des.
All right. I'll just drag them in one by one. Okay, guys, get ready. I'm dragging you in. Here is Oz.
What's up, Oz?
And
Hello.
Is that Kels?
Kels, yep.
Hello, Kels.
And then.
Hey.
And then we got Sin.
Hi.
Hey, Sin.
And then last but not least, we got DJ.
DJ.
Oh, and
What's
Abe
up? What's up?
What's
Last
good?
but not least, where does
They
that
were
put
running.
me?
You
God damn.
As one of my favorite persons, Abe, that's where it puts you, alright?
Get the party screen.
Okay. First of all, thank all of you for being here for this. I really
Of
appreciate
course,
it.
man. You're a gracious
Yeah.
host. Shit.
I'm just always. It forever surprises me that, number one, people enjoy participating in the show, and it surprises me even more when people enjoy the show. So,
I
anyways.
loved the shit out of Terrifier.
Yeah.
Wasn't it good?
I am so excited for the third one. I am very
I
much
know,
excited.
I know.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I know, real quick, I know Damien Leone has plans to do 5 and then stop, which
Wow.
I really appreciate. Like, he doesn't want to milk it too much, but he's got a story that's 5 films long, and we're 2 in. So,
I'm here for it, man.
you know. But okay, part 1. Part 1 was more of a
Uh-oh.
traditional classic slasher, you know. It had all of your makings of a normal, lower budgets, slasher, maybe slightly B grade. I mean, it doesn't really look too B grade, but it's got the feeling of it, and you can tell that the budget is a little lower. But still incredibly, incredibly fun to watch. I remember seeing it when it first came out, and I liked it a lot. But part 2 it took the ball and ran. But
Yeah.
anyways, I want to stay on part 1 right now, real quick. Me personally, Des, how are we rating things? What's our system?
1 out of 5. Were we gonna do signals or towers?
Which one did you like more? Which
sig-
one was your idea?
The signal.
Yes, signals. That works.
It's your signal strength, man.
Signals, man.
Yeah.
For me, part 1 is getting a 3 out of 5 signals.
3 out of 5 signal. Okay.
Yes, 3 out of 5. Let's see. Des. Yeah, let's go to you, Des. What would you score part 1?
I don't. Gosh. So, were we gonna rate? Or are we gonna? Oh yeah, we're gonna do our favorite kills next.
Yeah,
I
we'll
have
do
a
that
little
next.
graphic for that. So,
Excellent. Best producer in the
Man,
game. Told you.
it's so hard to pick just because, like it was really good, but like compared to Terrifier 2, it's nothing.
That's why I gave it a 3. Yeah,
It was just
I
a
know.
fun little, like, almost like a short film, like an art house film or something like that. Yeah, I
It
go
does
with
have
a
that
3.
grindhouse feel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It does.
It
Yeah.
does, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So what do you think you would give it?
I guess a 3.
3?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I obviously agree with that. DJ, you're our other super fan of art.
Oh god, yeah.
Well, what about part 1? What would you score part 1?
I would have to say a 4.5 out of 5.
Wow.
Okay. I mean, it is a very strong start to a franchise. I can admit that easily. Like, it's especially for something like this, very low budget, very high concept. Those two things usually don't work together too well. But Damien Leone is fantastic, and he figured out a way to make it work, and I love that. It's just he's not only did he write it and direct it, but he does all of the practical effects himself.
Jesus.
Insane.
And I mean, I know obviously everybody here on the panel has seen the film, but if you haven't seen the films at home, I mean, you can see some of the kills right now here on this nice little retro TV that we have for you. These kills are so over the top. The graphics and the gore are top fucking tier.
Should
Like,
we go
I'm
over
talking.
them?
Yeah. But
the
I want to get everybody's scores still too. Sorry. Sin. What do you give the first one?
The first one, probably a 4 out of 5.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
For time, I'm just
Strong
gonna
start,
go.
yeah.
Yeah. For time, I'm just gonna go through everybody else to get their scores real quick. Kels.
Hey,
Hey, Kels. Thanks for coming on.
no worries. I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5.
Okay. respectable. That's originally what I was going to say. But I didn't want to like make Des have to make a half signal.
Oh,
Come on, done that for you.
That's right. I didn't make any signal.
So
graphic,
I
but-
changed it. So whatever. Like perfectly fine. If we're not doing signals tonight, then I'm changing mine to 3.5 out of 5.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, are we gonna do favorite kills?
Yeah.
Oh,
we can.
please.
Yeah.
Oh
So going
boy.
over the first ones, I forgot the first. I didn't get a clip of the first one with the lady, the acid lady, on the TV show. But there's that
Yes.
one. And then here let me it's bigger.
Oh, the pizzeria.
Yeah.
Yes, the candelabra pizzeria, man.
Yes. I love the selfie one. The selfie one's so fucking good.
Yes.
And then
Oh, yeah.
yep, we had the girls split in half.
Of
Oh, that's
course.
one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
That's a top contender for
It is-
sure.
it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
And then the gunshot to the goth girl's head. And then he does it like 5 more times, just over.
Our original protagonist,
Yeah.
the person we
Yeah.
thought was going to be our final girl that got killed halfway through the fucking movie.
Can we talk about real quick the deviation from normal horror to a horror antagonist having a gun?
Right?
Yeah,
I-
he just fucking
You
pulls
don't
it out
see
and
that.
shoots her once.
You don't
and
see
then
that
all-
very
Yeah.
often.
And then he
You
shoots
really
her-
don't.
No, it's the chase, it's the stalking, and then you know
Yeah.
like you do to whatever your prey.
But no, he
But like
just.
guns were, he's just like fuck you, I'm done with this shit.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you're dead.
I
He's like,
think
let's get this over as soon as possible.
I think it might have played into the fact that it was already breaking away from the formula by getting rid of the final girl that we were
Yeah,
expecting. Like
Yeah.
what's an even more over the top way to kill our main character? Art pulls out a gun. You've never seen him use a gun. And he just shoots
for
her in the head.
real.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's kind of perfect in a way.
I love
Honestly.
it though.
Yeah,
I do too. Yeah.
I do.
I love subversion that actually works.
And then there
Yeah.
was cutting off the guy's head. I forget what the rest of this was. I think that was the guy. Yeah, that was the guy that he cut off his head and then kicked it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's it.
Pele.
Yeah.
Messy, 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 messy.
And then there was the kill, Art's kill, where he killed himself.
Oh yes.
Which-
Oh, yeah.
I totally
In the
thought-
morgue,
Yeah.
right?
No, in front of the cops. I thought.
Oh,
It was,
that's
Yeah,
right.
and
That's
we're
before
like,
he
no,
went to the
no,
morgue.
no, no, no.
Yeah,
That one was interesting to me.
me too.
Really.
I was
Yeah.
rooting for cop kill. On
You
you know
didn't
me.
expect it, did you?
It,
Right.
it tells you
But-
he's more than human, right? Like
Yeah.
it
He's
tells
supernatural.
you he's
Yeah. And the fact that, again, you don't see that with a lot of these horror movies that are in like the same category. It's always like either they don't get caught or the main protagonist kills them.
Yeah.
And the
Yep.
fact that he chose to kill himself
Yeah.
stands out in a way.
Just
Really
get
does.
into the
Yeah, that's a
morgue.
good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, just keep on going, too.
Yeah.
Because I mean that it leads directly into the second film.
It does.
It's like it was like a plan that he had for like break glass in case of emergency.
I
It's him
love
just
that,
killing
though.
himself so he wakes up in a morgue.
well, there's no risk, right? Like
True.
for whatever
Yeah.
he's doing.
No risk, all reward.
Yep.
Hmm.
Oh man, I can't wait for 3.
I know.
So what was everybody's favorite kill from the first? I'll go first. Mine is the old school torture method of cutting the girl down the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I second that.
Starting upside down,
Yeah.
obviously. So that you feel every little bit of it until it gets down to your head. Like,
Okay,
oh,
so I
God.
loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it, but there's no way she would have been alive for like
Absolutely not.
even a
Yeah,
third
she
of
was
that.
still screaming.
No.
But I mean, if we're gonna get into that, the kills from part 2 are gonna be even fucking crazier.
True.
Yeah,
True.
Yeah, I think that was just like the moment where I was like, "Oh, this is not like even like hostile. Like this is
This ain't normal.
Yeah.
this is
This ain't normal.
comedically over the top.
Yes.
And then he takes
I
himself.
I didn't find anything comedic about it though. Like
Really?
it was no, I didn't. It was
Well-
so like over brutal that
That's not the comedy though. It's his reaction afterward. Like you're just like fucking stunned. Like that was like beyond brutal.
true. Yeah, true.
And then he like laughs or
The
something
way he
about
acts. Yeah.
So
the way
you
he
get the
acts
comedy
while
from
killing.
his reaction, not from the
Yeah.
scene itself.
it. Yeah.
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 Okay.
Most
alright.
definitely. Yeah. I can agree on that one. Yeah.
It's just over the top. Like the candle at a guy's head. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
the candles were pretty good.
I think my favorite is honestly Art's shooting himself in the subversion, because I totally thought he was gonna do another kill on the cops, and it just like
Yeah.
Just
what the
didn't
fuck?
happen.
What the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine would have to be the soccer ball one for sure. I just love that little ending to
yeah,
that
yeah.
kill. Such a vibe.
It's very direct. Like it's
Yeah.
something that you would think you would get from a clown that kills somebody.
I had a hard time picking
Yeah.
just one still from that kill because it just kept going with like this and that and this and that, and
Yeah.
I hear you. I hear you. Sometimes it's too hard to pick one brutal murder.
then yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Horror fan
Conundrums.
problems.
Maybe we should have done
Yeah.
least likely or least enjoyable kill.
For these films, actually, that would probably make more sense.
Well,
But
it would
we're already
probably
here,
be
Amy.
like the mundane
Yes,
ones
I
that
know,
I
I
didn't
know, I
put
know.
up here. You know, like there was mundane ones that
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. There's a few.
Nah.
So wait,
Anyway.
who are we on? I gave mine. Des, you gave yours, didn't you?
Yeah,
It was the
yeah.
soccer ball one. Let's see, Sin.
Kels, yeah.
Or is it Sin or Kels?
Kels gave hers.
Kels gave hers as well. Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, Sin.
So like so the one where he kills himself, like yeah, I like that. For what I said earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah, the girl hanging upside down is like the equivalent of like a guy seeing another guy getting kicked in the balls and like
Oh my
feeling the
God.
pain.
I can't even imagine, like, as a woman, how that is like,
That's
seeing that scene.
scary.
I remember that one even made my girlfriend squirm a little bit, and she
Yeah.
never does.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
at all. Never.
It was
So,
uncomfortable.
I had to look
Yeah.
away, honestly.
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Same.
Well, that tells you Mr. Leon is doing very, very well with those practical effects.
Yeah.
The girls definitely had a reaction to that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, other than that, the killed himself part, yeah,
Yeah.
that was good too.
I'd never really noticed how good, or not really how good, but how interesting it was that he killed himself. I mean, I just kind of
Yeah.
paid attention to it as part of the story that went on, but you do make a very, very good argument about the fact that, you know, it's just like, did he just kill himself? Like,
Yeah, he
what
just
the
shoots
fuck?
himself in the mouth. Yeah, it's like, what? No fight. He just does it. It's like, okay,
But
well,
it's so
alright.
intentional.
Commendable.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is there anybody next? DJ? Have you given yours?
I would have to say my favorite one, of course, the one that like I genuinely like got me interested in it, other than the football scene, was my favorite one has to be the one that everyone has stated they didn't really like. So the hanging scene, that was my favorite one.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
And it's probably because it was actually one of the because like I'm used to seeing intense like gore scenes like that because I grew up like consuming a lot of like Grindhouse 70 and then like, you know, just like extremely gory stuff, and I was I basically grew up like, going from like psychological back to grindhouse, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then when I saw that film, I was like, I love it. That is creative as hell. I want to see where it's going.
Yeah. I can I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
It's one of those films where I think for everybody there was a certain point in the film where you suddenly realized, oh, this isn't your normal run-of-the-mill slasher.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
is that everybody? Has Oz given his? Oz, have you told me?
No.
All right, Oz. Which one, man?
I briefly mentioned it earlier. It's the scene where I think it's on a rooftop. My memories are failing me a little bit. But he gets stabbed through the top of the head. That's not enough. He's got to slit his throat, pull it back, and then cuts his entire head off, holds it up, and then looks at him. Like, just...
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. That's the one you have on screen, right, Des?
Yep.
Yeah, that was, I love that one so much. I really...
He just looks at the head and so enduringly, like, oh, you tried so hard, buddy.
You really did. I'm so sorry. It just, I don't know. So, did we make our tally chart, Des, or are we just going to do that next time?
We'll just do that next time.
Okay, cool.
I forgot to do that when I was doing this, but...
Okay, I would probably say, did any of them get mentioned twice? I know the soccer moment was mentioned at least twice.
Yeah, and
Yep,
so was
and-
the hanging.
And the hanging was twice. Okay, so that's
I think we're kind of split.
Yeah.
yeah, I think we are. I mean, I honestly expected way more people to say the axe scene down the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my original thought, and I thought, no.
It's easy.
That scene is amazing because the girl's strapped to the chair and she's freaking out. Like, and he's like looks over like, ooh, like.
Yeah.
He's so proud of himself. He's so proud of himself.
Yeah.
He's like, look, I did it.
I agree, though, Nodle. It's an easy choice, but it's a great choice as well.
I even think about it too. He's making her watch as he does on
Yeah.
too. Like,
It's wild.
Savage.
I didn't even. I still can't even like stress how much it was insane to see our protagonist die halfway through, just for her sister to become the protagonist.
That was
just for the
interesting.
last half of the film too, at that, because she's not the protagonist of the second.
Yeah.
Yeah. So should we
See,
get
I figured
to...
that's what was going to happen.
Oh.
But yeah, you're right, Des. I was about to say at the same time as you. Part 2.
Part 2.
So good. Oh my god. Probably my favorite. Definitely my favorite horror film of the year last year. Well, I mean, horror is my favorite film of the year last year. That's it. Yep, Terrifier 2. Yep. I was trying to think of anything else that might beat it. There's nothing.
I think for me it was Terrifier 2, and then going to see Nope in theaters was phenomenal.
Oh. We'll talk about that one another time.
I loved it though.
It kind of disappointed me.
I liked it.
I mean, it's fun, don't get me wrong. But okay, part 2 introduces a huge fantasy element to it that really sets the franchise apart from your usual like slasher stuff like Freddy and Jason and Michael. You know, all three of those have a certain supernatural element to them. But this, we see like, this is like black magic, sorceress against evil forces kind of stuff going on. And we get our multi-film protagonist with this one, with Sienna. Great opening to this one, with her working on her costume for the Halloween party.
Yeah.
And I'd also like to say, fantastic soundtrack. One of the better ones with the what was that? What's that stuff called? Like synthwave? Is that the name of it? Yeah, like it had,
Yeah.
it had a really nice like just rhythm to it where you really like just got into the movie easy because like those first 5 minutes are like her doing that and talking to her mom and all that kind of stuff. You know, your usual setup. So I really did enjoy that. But when it
Yeah.
comes to a rating for this one, honestly, 5 out of 5. All day, every day.
Mhm.
I'm not even going to justify it because there's no reason to. So,
If you know, you
Des.
know. I gotta go with 5 out of 5. I really enjoyed everything about it, and even like the iconicness of, you know, our protagonists, Sienna, and
Yeah, you drew Sienna the other day. And
I
it looks
did.
great.
You want to see how it's coming along?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
please.
Put it up, put it up.
Here.
Yeah, there she is.
Sienna.
Our fantastic protagonist Sienna with her Halloween costume of
Yeah.
the
Oh,
Angel
I
Sorceress.
love it.
That's
Yeah.
really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Badass as fuck. I love it.
And then I'm
The-
doing the pale girl too. To go
Ah,
along
yes,
with her.
LPG as we call her in the community.
Well, do you have that?
I don't.
Do you have that, Des?
I do not. It's
Oh
not
my
scary.
god,
It's creepy.
I've seen it. It's fucking awesome.
You've seen Little Pale Girl?
She's in
Yes.
a little
I'm
teapot.
looking forward to that one. I'm really looking forward to that one. I love that character. Oh, I'm so glad that somebody brought her up because what an addition.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Really?
I know she doesn't do too much in the film, but her character, what her character represents, and the little bit we do get with her is incredible in my opinion. It adds another layer to the story of art to where you're at first like because she's introduced very early.
Yeah. At the
So
laundromat.
yeah, at the laundromat when he's trying to wash his
clothes,
wash his suit
Yeah.
or whatever.
That scene's amazing.
I know
Yeah.
he kills the other guy trying to do his laundry by breaking the broom in half or whatever. No, it was a mop. He broke the mop in half and like just killed him by shoving it in his head. But I remember seeing that scene with the little pale girl the first time, and I was just like, "Who the fuck is this?"
Mm-hmm.
But by the end of the film, you're like, "Oh, there's some sort of large connection there that we're not sure of yet." Because once we see the newspaper articles and all that kind of stuff about the tragedy that happened at the Terrifier, which the Terrifier ended up being a carnival ride, by the way. So that's where the title came from, and it looks like whatever massacre occurred there, or whatever horrible accident, it looks like the supernatural elements that we get of art and the Pale Girl are connected to the events that happened at that carnival. And according to Mr. Leone, we will be finding out a lot more about that in the third film. So once we get that, we'll get way more lore.
Yeah. I feel like that Terrifier, that whole, you know, set piece pretty much is gonna make a great like haunted house theme in the future.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, I could have gone without the little brother. I felt like a distraction. I don't know. Like
He should have
there was
died.
context with the. Yeah,
You think
well,
so?
well,
You think
well.
he was just kind of put there?
I think he was a
Well, he had to
what do you call it?
Because Sienna needed a motivation to fucking go nuts, you know.
Well, he was the disciple of his father, right? Like so he brought the
seems like-
lore from the father,
yeah.
but like it wasn't really I don't know.
I feel like he might have a much bigger role to play in the third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm not sure that I would be
a lot.
into. Sorry, Sin. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say like that might bring up a lot of like possible outcomes too. Like him being a bigger role more than we
Yeah.
know.
Mm.
Like the third one could be about him more than anybody like, you know.
Yeah.
It is possible.
That's what I thought too, like carrying on the Legacy.
Yeah, they could kill
Exactly,
Sienna right
yeah.
away.
Yeah.
He goes to art school and just terrifies everyone he's with.
Art school.
Yes.
Well played, Abe. Well played. And he
Wasn't
clowns around
intentional.
at art school.
Wasn't even intentional.
See what you did there.
Yes, I did. I see it and I appreciate it.
Should we go?
But I feel like they're going to be I feel like they're going to make a good team in part 3. I feel like they're both going to have like specific missions or
Yeah.
what's the word? Not influence, but
Motivation?
yes,
In cahoots?
the right motivation each of them are going to have to complete whatever task they need to do.
Mm.
So I do
Like a
think
mission,
I do think he'll be more prominent, and he'll be a bit older by then as well because they haven't even started filming.
Do you think
Yeah.
it's a liberal arts or a conservative art? I'm sorry.
Oh.
Libertarian. Most definitely libertarian. Yeah. I know. All right. Let's score this thing. I gave it a 5 out of 5. Who's next? Des?
Oh, 5 out of 5.
Of course.
I need to see it again. I want to see it again.
I want to watch it again soon, too. It'll be my 5th viewing, but that's fine with me. Maybe 6th, actually. Yeah, I forgot I saw it in theaters, too. Yeah, probably 6th. Okay, 5 out of 5 from me, 5 out of 5 from Des. Let's see. Sin. What are you going to give it?
5 out of 5. There's a lot there
Yep.
that could be explored.
I'm telling you. All right, Kels.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with everyone. 5 out of 5.
You simps.
It's full on.
Hard simps.
Who's gonna dare?
Are you the anti-sequel person?
Sequel.
There you
Automatic
go.
point off.
No, there's just room to fail. Abe gives
All right.
it a 4.5.
Okay.
Is that what you're
fine.
giving?
Yep, 4.5. There's room to fail. I love it. I love it so much, but I'm not. If we've only seen 2 out of the 5 movies, yeah, man. I've got room to give a 5. I've got room to give less as well. So 4.5.
Yeah.
You
Totally
got room to be
understandable.
impressed.
Yeah. I mean, there is room for improvement. Of course, there always is. I've seen some people complain about some of it might even drag in the middle a little bit for some people. I didn't feel it, but there's some people that don't enjoy movies that are over 90 minutes long.
Sure, I mean, there probably are people that are not going to go see Oppenheimer. That's a 3-hour film, so.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're gonna watch our 3-hour long stream.
Probably.
Yeah, it's
I hope
weird.
they
Attention
do.
spans.
Hope you do.
Priorities.
You can even
Say
break
hi
it
to
up
all
into
the
2
VOD
days if you
viewers.
like. Perfectly fine. Hello, VOD viewers. Thanks for tuning in to Clear World Radio. DJ, what you got for me?
I would have to say, I'm going to have to agree with the art sims on this. It's a 5 out of 5 for me. It's a 5 out of 5.
Damn.
I mean, it's there. It's there for everybody to see if they want to agree or disagree with us. Appreciate it, DJ. Kels?
Yeah, I already rated.
Yeah.
You already rated it? Okay. Sorry. I'm trying to go down the line. I forgot you were. Oz.
You guys all say that it's 5 out of 5. I don't think there's any such thing as a perfect movie. Like 5 out of 5 means it's like exemplary and it can nothing else can beat it. So
I don't know. I'm not really trying to judge this by an objective goal. It's more subjective.
Radio. Well, I was going to say 4.5 because
Yes, 4.5 crew.
Yeah, I agree with Abe. You can't give anything 5 unless it is actually perfect.
It's got to be a masterpiece, right?
Yeah.
Abe feels vindicated.
When it comes to horror from 2022, honestly, I think this might have been probably the most perfect horror film there was of the year.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything that structurally
What, Scream 6?
Character-wise, effects.
You can't change my mind, dog.
I'm not trying. I'm just.
It feels like you're trying. It feels like you're trying.
No. I'm just trying to justify like the 5 out of 5 for me was like that's how much I enjoyed it. I completely understand if somebody gives it a 3 out of 5 or a 4 out of 5.
Okay, so the
good.
0.5 for me is the little brother, and that story.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's where the
right. I
0.5
forgot you
comes
had that
from.
played. Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's
Fair.
understandable.
The little brother, he's cute though.
Exactly, 0.5.
Negative points.
Not while I'm drinking, Abe. Not while I'm drinking.
God damn.
Okay, before we wrap this up, we got to get our favorite kills so that as much as I love all of you so much, I need to get James in here so we can talk about the
Yes.
dead.
I
So,
know.
favorite kill from part 2.
So
Des, you're first.
okay. So let me just go down the list real quick. The first one was the mortician. With his eyeball,
yes.
took his eyeball out and played with it. We got
put it into his own head.
Yeah,
Because
it
he was
lands
missing
in
an
his
eye.
eyes like.
Yep, very cute.
Do you think that's functional?
No.
No.
Not
Okay.
at all. No.
It even tilts a little bit to the left.
Yeah, he's got a lazy eye for the entire film. But his head's reborn later on. Maybe the eye's there now.
Oh, little
Yeah,
heal
true.
up action.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know.
And then so we got the costume store guy who got a bottle shoved in his head and he just got like brutally murdered. And then there was the lady whose head.
Oh, the candy cane head.
The candy head. Oh my gosh.
I mean the candy.
I forgot one. I forgot the most important one.
Yeah, the more important one.
Oh my god,
one.
you
I
left
had
out
it.
the salt in the wound one?
I did.
Oh no.
Because hold on.
I
have
wanna
the best fucking picture for it.
I'd love to actually like be able to show that scene, but I do not want this one to get copyrighted because this is too important of an episode, so I can't pull that one up for this time. Sorry everybody.
We're talking about the bedroom scene?
Yes, the bedroom scene that takes way too long. Well,
yes.
No, let me back up there. The scene itself doesn't take too long. It's the fact that it takes her so fucking long to die. Is what's so long.
Yeah.
She's alive through the whole thing.
She should have been fucking knocked out when her back was getting
uncomfortable.
fucking the skin filleted off
Yeah.
of it, you know? Like, there's
He
no
starts
way she should have been survived.
Snipping her fucking skull
go.
skin off.
There we go.
Yeah,
That's
like,
the
see,
scene.
it's like one of the best
Breaks
photos
her
of
arm
it. The
and rips
mom
it
walks in and he's just like,
Yeah.
Look what I did.
Yeah.
My favorite part
sorry.
though. He's like, I didn't mean to.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Oops.
Whoops.
You told me not
Oops,
to
all
do that.
corpses.
It's funny because it's so fucking true. But yeah. Okay,
What was the sound effect for the prices of Rock?
I got that somewhere.
Of course you do.
Yes.
Get off the
Oh, God.
sounds.
Jesus. Oh God, what was that second one? All right
That's a
then.
no
I don't
whammy.
know.
Okay.
Oh, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
There it is. There it is. That's what we were looking for, right?
So
there.
what she got stabbed initially, right? Took her down.
Mm-hmm.
Then he just started going in on her, like
Took her
So bad.
scalp.
Yeah.
No,
She was
he went for the
uncomfortable.
body first, right? He cut open, sliced some shit. He took
sliced
her
her eye.
arm. Yes, her eye was I think the first.
That was the first.
Yeah.
And then she
Yeah,
bent
yeah.
her arm back like a fucking turkey leg, and just
Yeah.
like
He just snapped it off and
snapped
just
it
like
off.
pulled it. Didn't he like pull it to where the skin came
Yeah.
out
Splits it,
instead of
splits
like
it
cutting
like
it?
down the middle of her two, like
Yeah.
between
Oh,
her
between her
two.
fingers.
Yeah,
Right.
just
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
pulls
Yep.
the fingers
Just like
apart. Yeah.
So
oh.
uncomfortable the entire
That's not the
time.
best.
Like,
That's not the best bit though. That's not the best bit because like that's not enough. He's got to go get bleach and salt and then come back and rub
Yeah.
the wound.
That's
Yes.
what
Like,
makes it my favorite kill.
It's-
Right there.
that's my
He just
favorite
adds-
kill
Yeah.
too. It's
Yeah,
like
it's
just
my
rubs
favorite
that
kill
shit
too.
in.
It's
Just
just
insult to injury at that point, and I
Fun.
love
He
it.
rubs it in like he's gonna barbecue her later.
yeah,
And then just
yeah.
We gotta marinate this meat.
He's marinating that bitch. Yeah.
The first time in a long time I had a visceral reaction to a horror movie.
Yeah.
In a
Yeah.
I've seen a
long
lot of people say
time.
that. Yeah.
It's so gross. I hated
I just love
it.
how over the top it is. Like you think
It
it's done.
is.
You think it's done like
You
5
think-
times,
yeah,
and it just
I'm
keeps
like,
coming
well,
back.
she's laying
just
there.
laughing.
She's laying there on the bed and then she comes back to life. It's like, what? No,
Her
die.
mom,
You need to
her
pass
mom
out now.
walks in. Her mom
Yeah.
walks in and she's on the bed just fucking ravaged. And
It's
she just looks
gross.
up and she's like, and mom
Yeah.
screams. It's like, Jesus, man.
This is consensual.
Yeah.
I
Like you're
forgot the
begging for her to
C-word.
be put out of her misery. Like,
Yeah, I was at that point. Like, I was begging for her to get put out of her misery when it came to the bleach and the salt.
yeah, yeah. And the whole movie, though, there's a lot of like eye stuff going on. Like, there's a guy with the bottle shoved in his eye.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
all that gets to me in general. There's a lot of that, and it
Well,
just
and
is
he
uncomfortable to me.
the first thing he did was slash the eye on this victim.
Well,
So
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I hated
I
it.
stroked it. Yeah.
Right.
I
Yeah.
hated it.
oh.
Eyes are one of the only thing that bothers me.
Yeah.
Is,
Same.
I don't know why either. You know, it's just like seeing
Yeah.
someone's like eyes cut open or something. It's just like, oh.
Well, it's like one of your vital senses too. It's like
Yeah.
ugh,
Did anyone
Probably
else?
a fear, something like that.
human reaction, I guess.
This is gonna be my choice for kill in the second movie.
Same.
Absolutely.
I have the second one too, but yeah.
Mine is like a little bit towards the bottom. Like it's right. It's oh my god. It's the
It
bathroom.
might be the same one for me. Oh, okay.
It's the bathroom one.
Oh, the bathroom one?
I got
Yeah,
that
that one
Oh yeah.
gets. But what about the guy with the dick? The
That one was mine.
Oh,
That was mine. For the same reaction as the girl getting hanged and then sliced down the middle. It's like it's so
I
uncomfortable.
know. The reason I didn't like that one is because it reminded me of another film I watched where something similar to that happens. It's called Where the Dead Go to Die, and it's fully animated, so it makes it incredibly more brutal.
ugh.
But that's another thing too, is like you don't see a lot of that, like happening in a movie where it's a dick scene and like it getting cut out, like and then they die from that.
Yeah.
You don't see that a lot.
I really don't. Like, I can agree with that. Yeah.
It's over the top, but it's
It gets a reaction.
Yeah, there you go. Does got it. It's one of those things you don't see it. I don't. This is a weird sentence to say. You don't see this happen enough.
Exactly. I know what you
It's
mean.
always.
Yeah,
It's always.
He rips it off too. He
Yep,
cuts
always
it and
women.
then he rips it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. It's like, oh no.
But then it's all.
No thanks.
No.
Like,
Yeah,
not that much.
horrible.
And then
Yeah.
the last one I had to include was Sienna beheading Art.
Murdering the shit out of
Yeah,
Art.
with
Yeah.
a sword.
Yeah.
Because she's such a
I had
fucking
to-
badass.
I rated that low because to me it was like, okay, yeah, the protagonist wins. Like
That's fair.
we've seen that.
Yeah,
But does
Okay,
she
so-
It's still good though. But yeah.
Who
Kinda
all
cliche.
has given their favorite kill so far? I have. It's the salt
Yeah.
bleach
Yeah.
combo. Abe, what was yours?
Same.
Same.
Yeah.
Okay, Sin, what was yours?
I love the salt, but yeah, the dick scene.
Dick
That's what I'm gonna
scene.
call it.
Okay. Okay. Kels, what's yours?
Yeah, definitely the same as you guys. The salt and all that. That
Salt and
whole
bleach
saga,
kill.
that was amazing.
Yes, it really was.
A never-ending
Let's
kill.
see. Right?
Yeah.
I love that. Like, you think he's gonna leave so many times because at the end,
Yeah.
like, she's got an arm missing. Like on the way, like when he goes out to grab the bleach and the salt, like she's got an arm
Yeah.
missing, and she goes to try to get her phone because Sienna's calling her, and all of a sudden he's just back with the bleach and the salt, like
Yeah, like he comes
you know?
dancing in, like, here
Yeah.
you go.
Just so
And you're
playful.
kind of
So
yelling at your
happy.
screen, like, why aren't you like passed out yet?
Yeah, why aren't
Yeah.
you
But
dead?
even
Will you
after the
please
salt and the
die?
bleach.
God, even as someone that
Die,
was
bitch.
actually gonna go into, I was actually before I decided to become a psych major, I wanted to become a mortician. So I was studying like that kind of stuff for years, and it's like that's not even possible. She should have just been dead as soon as
Yeah.
the
Especially
that
the majority
like
of
especially
the
when it
blood
was
in her
like
body was on the outside
Yeah.
of her body. She should have been dead.
Yeah. At least the arm ripping off, like that's where you would probably pass
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Like
I
at least
can't
at the
even-
most.
she
I
probably
can't
would
even
have
imagine.
Yeah, she probably died due to blood loss and because of the salt and the bleach, blood poisoning.
And he rips her
Yeah.
face off, like
She was scalped.
Oh yeah, the
Like,
face
her
gets ripped
brain
off too. I
was-
forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh my
Her
god.
brain was out.
oh, it's so long.
So long.
Oh
The
god.
end of the scene is like white. Is it white roses and then the blood
Yep.
splatter like across it?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
that
the
was a
mob
nice,
and then the mob walks in, he's like
yeah.
Uh,
That's where that soundbite comes in.
Is there have I missed anybody when it comes to favorite scene? Oz, did I ask you?
No,
sir?
that's my favorite scene.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Did
I thought
anybody
we'd all
else knock
agree
at
anyway
theirs?
because it's great.
another one of my favorites ones is not even included on here. It's the car scene where the mom's out where she's like cleaning the car and then he
Yeah.
has the gun and it like
Oh, the shotgun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the mom in part 2.
I
Yeah,
can
that is a
get
good kill.
screenshot of that one, but yeah.
Because she, he sets her up and, like, shoves potatoes into her face because her face is missing.
It reminded me of a scene from like a Medea film. It's the one where they like it's the grits scene. That's what it reminds me of so much.
It's so ridiculous. I love it. It seems like that and the Salt and Bleach one that really makes this franchise stand apart for me because it's one of those. They're those films where they're so gory, but they're so over the top, and art is so funny that you can't help but laugh the entire time somebody's being slaughtered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Just
It's
giggling
just. I remember in the theater for Terrifier 2, everybody was like laughing the entire time somebody was getting slaughtered.
Yeah.
Each time. Like, without fail. Especially the Salt and Bleach one. That one just had everybody dying in the theater. By the time you ran back in with the Salt and the Bleach,
Yeah.
everybody's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Really loud. It's going down.
That would be
it's
worth,
going down.
That's worth seeing it in theater, yeah.
Okay. Final, concise thoughts. Is there anything anybody wants to say about these two that they haven't gotten to say yet? Before we take a little tiny break and then bring James on.
I think
No.
we have a consensus.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
here for
we're,
James.
Yeah, me too. Me too, actually.
I love The Walking Dead. It's my
I
pride
know.
and joy.
And we're on I'm on a time. My power is gonna go out at 11 p.m.
Yep.
PST.
So we're
2 hours.
chasing the clock. We got 2
chasing it.
hours.
Yep.
So I just want to say thank you, Oz. Thank you, DJ. Thank you, Sin. Thank you, Abe.
It's a pleasure,
Thank you,
man.
Kels. I really appreciate you guys coming on. Thank you for being a part of the Midnight Society. Thanks for joining us for the movies, and
Oh yeah.
I hope we continue to see you guys every week.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll think about
Oh
it.
yeah.
Thank you for coming on. Abe, you bastard. You fucking bastard. No. I'll see you Monday, you fuck. No.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep.
You guys take it easy. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See ya.
You want a BRB?
Yeah, BRB, so I can grab.
Two, one.
All right, partner. Keep on rolling, baby. You know what time it is. No. Well, if you're familiar with Clear World Radio, you know what time it is, literally. It's time for a song. If you don't know, if you're watching this for the first time, I'm also a musician. That's actually my main thing. This is just fun, and it's fun as fuck, and I'm so happy that I get to do this. So I really appreciate you guys for tuning in and all that. So thank you. I am going to start with a song called Degosser, which that word degossing is a process where you erase a videotape. So I guess you could say that word means videotape eraser.
Ooh,
It's a Degausser. Yeah, Degosser. Okay. All right.
All right.
Goodbye to sleep. I think that staying up is exactly what I need. I'll take apart your head, take apart the counting and the flock it has brought. Goodbye, you alive. Let's ride and push you up, right against the wall. We'll take apart your head, chew it up and swallow it. Burn bright, but you're up now. Been asleep on the incline. Can't shake this little feeling. never get anything right. Goodbye, you lie. Well, you sip from the cup, but you never own up to anything. And you think you will inspire, take apart, yeah. Take apart the demon in the attitude of love. You burn back but you run now. Fell asleep in the alkaline. Can't shake this little feeling. I never get anything right. Never say anything right. Never say anything right. Goodbye, my love. Goodbye, my love. Take me back to your bed. Love you so much that it hurts my head. Say I don't mind you under my skin. I let the bad parts in, the bad parts in. When we were made, we were set apart. Life is a test and I get bad marks. Now some saints got the job of writing down my sins. The storm's coming, the storm's coming. Seamless seg. Song's called Caskets Casting Shadows. First time that we spoke, you told me be alright, but I always somehow knew that you were never on my side. See, you spoke to me roundabout truths, what you could give to me if I gave in to you. They say the end, you see when it's near, through the shattered glass and all the bitter tears. What can I give to make up for what you took? Can I give to make up for what you took? Can I give to make up for what you took? Can I give to make up for what's changed? Baby, fuck it anyway. Well, I've always tried my luck until it's over and out and all used up. It's not so simple when you put it that way. You say things are looking up, but nothing has changed. I'm so exhausted from running full speed through the days and nights. And even when I lay my head down to sleep, I'm complicated. Take me back home where the lights went out and this casket's cast shadows. What can I get to make up for what you took? What can I get to make up for what you took? What can I get to make up for what you took? What can I get to make up for what you? What's changed? What's changed? What's changed? Baby, fuck it anyway. Fuck it anyway. We'll be right back. Intermission. We'll be right back with James from TWD Explained, talking Walking Dead.
Mother, tell your children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to hear my words, what they mean, what they say. Mother, can you keep them in the dark for life? Can you hide them from the waiting world? Oh, Father, gonna take your daughter out tonight. Gonna show her my world. Oh, Father, not about to see your light. And if you wanna find hell with me, I can show you what it's like. Till you're bleeding, not about to see your light. And if you wanna find hell with me, I can show you what it's like. Brother, tell your children not to hold my hand. Tell your children not to understand. Oh, Mother, Father, do you wanna bang heads to me? Do you wanna feel everything? God, he knows your name and all your fears. You dare not lay next to his old branches. They dug a coal mine by your house. His yelling kept you up all night. All of your friends got caught between his black teeth. We left our shoes under the ground, tied yellow feathers to our arms, and learned the language of the aching mountain. Then I went out west and tried to build a better version of myself. My iron tools got swallowed up by spirit.
Welcome back, everybody. Clear World Radio. My name's Nodle. Over there, pushing the buttons, pulling the levers. That's Des. And
Hello.
we have a fantastic guest tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy over here is James. He runs the TWD Explained channel on YouTube. James, thanks for being here, brother. This is
Hey man, hey Nick, I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, man. This is like I mentioned earlier. This is crazy for me. I've been watching you for years.
The honor's mine, and a big thanks to Des also, for making all this tech work.
Yeah,
she is the best. She is the best. Yes. But I believe well, I know we mentioned this earlier, but I just want to give some background to the people that are watching, just in case there are people watching. People will watch tomorrow more than anything. But I've been watching you basically since you started back in 2016, 2017. And
yeah, man, you've been there. You've been there
chatting in the comment section,
that's where all the good people are, in the comment section.
You've built a pretty nice little community over there on your side of YouTube. Very good people always in the comment section. People that don't yell at each other or call people stupid for their own opinions and stuff like that. So
Yeah. Try to keep that under control. Yeah. The Walking Dead family, though, even if you go, or like when I used to go to Walker Stalker cons or something like that, I mean, the Walking Dead family's just, they're always nice, it seems like to me.
They really are. Anybody that I have met that actually enjoys, this, even just the main show, the people that enjoy this universe, it's a camaraderie. It's a thing that actually rallies everyone together in a way. You see, it trends on Twitter, or X as they call it now, whatever.
We're not calling it that.
You're not calling it that, Des? No?
Nope.
You're just going to stick to Twitter?
Yeah, whatever. It'll be shitter, if anything.
It'll probably go back to Twitter, to be honest with you.
It's still twitter.com. He hasn't changed it to x.com. So until it changes to x.com, I mean.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of it feels like a trial thing almost, in a way.
Publicity stunt.
Oh, good
that
point,
sounds
yeah.
right for Mr. Musk. That sounds right.
Yeah.
But you've been watching since the beginning too, right? Halloween 2010, back when the pilot premiered?
Yeah.
It's been a long journey, dude. 13 years. Can you believe that?
Yeah. And, a lot of people, especially in the comments, they'll be saying stuff like they're milking it. But, I mean, it's a franchise, and maybe they haven't written it as well as everybody would want it to be written, and it didn't go your way or my way sometimes. But, I mean, it's a franchise. They're trying to build it, so I give them that. I like it.
Yeah, same. I've always loved the main show. Don't get me wrong; it had its ups and downs as well. Especially towards, in my opinion, season 7 and 8 were they dragged a lot. I really think. I love Negan. I think his introduction was perfect. The only thing I would really change leading up into those seasons would be, I think I would have, instead of being a complete cliffhanger for the end of season 6, I think I would have had Negan kill Abe, like on cam, and then it ends, and when we come back for the next season, then he kills Glenn. Like I feel like that would be more satisfying.
Daryl does his thing when it comes back, and it makes it Glenn be another victim, and
I feel like
they stretched all of that out a little bit too far. I think.
Gimple he was very reliant on the cliffhangers at that point, like especially for episodes 8 and 16 of each season.
Yeah, they were trying really hard.
Yeah, for a while there, it felt like the only real episodes you even really needed to watch were like 1, 8, 9, and 16 of the season.
Right.
Your premieres, your mid-seasons, and your finales.
Yeah, you knew the others would be filler, most likely.
Most of the time, yeah. And it really felt like that come season 7.
And that's why I think the spinoffs have a lot of potential because they're just these short episodes. Hopefully they won't get into 20 episode seasons or even 16, maybe 16 sometimes, but you could have an 8 episode season and still be pretty, have a lot in it. And their budget stays low. They can keep things going. Maybe. It has potential if they don't, drag it out. And that's something Norman Reedus said in an article just the other day about Daryl Dixon being different and how when you have a big ensemble cast, it's hard to, sometimes do things because of budget or because of story. You got to fit a little bit of their character story in there too, and stuff like that. He was talking about how Daryl Dixon's a little more centered. It's not as much like that. So I hope so. I hope it grabs some people in an audience that maybe we lost, or at least even a new audience. I'm all for it.
Yeah. I like the plan a lot. Just like you said, you've got a giant ensemble cast. You got a lot of people to pay. You've got a lot of storylines to keep up with, a lot of characters to keep up with, and we've seen them fall to the side in seasons past on the main show. You won't see somebody for half a season, or they'll just be in the background and they don't really have an arc at that point, and suddenly they're at the forefront. So it's I do like these smaller seasons. Like Dead City was very concise, and that made me appreciate it all the more, honestly. It didn't really feel like there was any filler.
Yeah,
I didn't feel any filler there. And with the 6 episodes, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm pretty sure I saw one of the AMC executives say that they basically took the entire budget that they would have used for 16 episodes and folded it into 6. Did you read that? I feel like I read that
something like that. Yeah. They added, I think, with the new locations and stuff, it almost had to add some of that in there. So, will they continue that? I mean, if you look at the Walking Dead main show, that's not a good thing to go by, because they give it a budget and then they're like, okay, I want you to do twice as many episodes or whatever with less budget and all that kind of jazz. But let's hope that
season
doesn't
2
happen.
Darabont problems.
Yeah, so and that's the thing about all 3 shows, with the actors being executive producers also. Hopefully that won't happen.
Yeah. I do think that's a good sign. I like that Andrew Lincoln and Denai are both executive producers on The Ones Who Live. That has me excited. I feel like the actors that play these characters probably know the characters better than the writers that they have on staff at this point. Because there's a lot of them that, say season 11 versus seasons 2 or 3, we don't even have most of the same writers that were there back then. So, you pick up new writers along the way, but these actors have been playing these characters for over a decade. So I would want to trust
they haven't
them.
they haven't always had the chance to give a lot of input, maybe, but especially being an executive producer, I mean, they can help write it. They can help, make the path of how the show's going. I think Jeffrey D. Morgan said, we got several scripts, several ideas presented to us, but we thought this one was something we could do. So, they have some say so a little bit in how path the show goes. So that's pretty good. Maybe they'll make good decisions for the character, thinking like you're saying, for the character. Yeah.
We can only hope. There's a very large track record there of big fumbles that you and I both can obviously own up to when it comes to the universe. Carl.
Yeah. Carl. Madison.
One that kills
we go to
me,
Fear and talk about Madison.
That one is the one that kills me the most. That was, in my opinion, it was the perfect sister show, especially with the original plan of, following villains instead of heroes. I really loved that idea
and I so wanted to see that story. I mean, I just sit and think sometimes, like, how could that have played out? That'd been so awesome. With the kids like being the good guys.
Yeah, I remember reading Erickson's plans for season 4 on, and it just made me so sad because it made me realize that fuck, we could have had Troy for like another season or two, at least. I know he's back now, obviously, but
Right.
that's we'll get to that in a little bit.
That would
But,
make a good video to do a video on the what if,
Yes, yes.
he was able to continue the story. This is how it, some potential of how it could have played out.
I'd love to see that video. That'd be great.
And
I've
make this.
What were you saying? Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no. I was I've been waiting to see that video. I figured you'd tackle it eventually, considering that story's out there. Like you can find Mr. Erickson's interviews.
Fears had me down in the dumps, so it's like I'm about to do some fear videos, some more fear videos, but it's hard to do. It's like
I know,
it just
man.
gets me out of the mood. I don't want to rewatch it. I don't want to do a video on it. I know that's bad being a Walking Dead fan, but that's just my personal opinion.
I can't rewatch anything past season 3. It just makes me sad. Like I can watch 1 through 3 over and over again for the rest of my life. I watch it all the time. I watch 1 through 3 all the time, especially season 3. But I just, and honestly, if you view it like that, just seasons 1 through 3, it kind of works as a self-contained story. If you feel like
it does,
you can kind of just be like, okay, Madison survived the dam. Now she sets off to find her kids. End of story. Like it kind of works, but
yeah.
That was
you
day
totally
65.
Go with that.
It was day 65, man. Like 2 months in.
I know.
That's one of the things that kills me is a 2-year time jump 2 months into the apocalypse. Between seasons. That's so dumb.
Yeah, I said sometimes when people get mad at me for it, especially people that like Morgan a lot, because I said, why don't they just maybe say, well, season 4 all the way through didn't really happen. It's Morgan in some fever dream, he got in on the head while he was trying to walk around. After he left The Walking Dead. And just make it where it's not even really real. And people are like, no, that's such a disservice to Morgan and all that stuff. But yeah, 4 through 8 has been hard for me.
I mean, honestly, it wouldn't be too hard to believe because can you imagine trying to survive in the apocalypse while being a pacifist? Doesn't really work.
Not at all.
You're gonna come across too many terrible people.
Yeah, you're gonna get confronted soon with choices.
Especially if they know that's what you're about before they meet up with you. It's like, well, we know they're not gonna fight back, so let's go for them.
Yeah, there's too many people like that, that recognize weakness in people. So if the shizzy goes down, you need to be on guard if you're a weak person, because there's a lot of people out there going to prey on you.
Oh yeah. You said Morgan was in a fever dream. I've always heard whenever I hear somebody mention that idea, they mention it being like Nick or Alicia or something.
Yeah, I mean, really, it could apply to. It could really apply to anybody. I think the reason it moved to Morgan, me thinking about it, was that. I mean, I guess you could think about it either way. It's like if they
how would they know him?
Paths, or how would he know them?
Yeah, true.
So that's where it kind of gets a kink.
Yeah, that's true. Do you think we'll? I'll wait till we actually get to the fear part, but I got some Dead City stuff filled up, so I'm gonna play the trailer here real quick, and just for some of the people out there that might not have seen it, I'm obviously gonna pause for fair use and such, but let's take a look at this real quick for a little bit of a throwback for you and I, and a little something for the people that might not have seen this yet.
Hell, we're going.
Manhattan.
Now, see, that's something I will give this show right here, especially with the first episode. The visuals were great. They really were.
Yeah.
When you saw this, What'd you think?
Excuse me. You know, when I thought they would have maybe one establishing shot of the city and everything else would be, you know, in the buildings and stuff, but they had a few, you know, they had several. So I was
Yeah,
surprised.
there was a few exterior shots. Yeah, I was among the same opinion as you, dude. I figured it was going to be maybe an establishing shot for each episode or something like that, and then all of a sudden we're just in our makeshift buildings, which are just sound sets or whatever, sound stages. So this was a nice little surprise here.
Yeah, I mean, some people I've seen in the comments complain that they thought it was a little contained, that there wasn't enough of that, but I was actually surprised. I thought there's more than I thought there would be.
Yeah, same. I mean, you look at this shot right here and the one that was right before it.
I love that shot.
Yeah,
I love that shot.
they did well with a lot of this. It surprised the hell out of me, honestly.
Yeah, I like that stuff.
Can you at least tell me what the hell you are doing out here?
A few weeks back, I got raided.
They took your kid.
And now you and I obviously know that's not necessarily the whole story.
Oh no, there's a lot more to it.
Yeah.
That Maggie.
Ugh.
Have you seen this man? Goes by the name of Negan.
She can't keep her kid, period, dude.
How do I figure into this, Maggie?
The man who's got her show. You know him.
You need me.
Very happy to see, I'm pretty sure his name is pronounced Zelko Ivanek. Or Ivanek. It's one of those. The gentleman that plays the Croat. He's a fantastic actor, dude. I've seen him in so many things.
Yeah, I was surprised to see him there. I like him.
He's a great character actor, man. Everything I've ever seen him do, I really enjoyed him in.
Yeah, and I like the dynamic of when you found out that he wasn't the big bad, when you maybe thought that at the beginning. And a lot of people, I've had several people say they didn't like that. You know, they were disappointed when they found out he wasn't the big bad. But that was a cool little twist, you know. And he's the leader of one little group where they're trying to get together, all of them, you know. So
yeah, I liked that too. I thought it was a nice little twist, man. The idea, thinking back, like the idea that this guy went from being, you know, one of Negan's just henchmen, basically, to leading Manhattan. You know, now that I look back, I mean, it is a little far-fetched, just because of he didn't start in Manhattan, and I imagine, she's called the Dama, right? That's her name?
Yes.
I imagine, especially from the way things look here, it looks like the Dama's been there probably since the beginning of the apocalypse.
Yeah, even before, maybe with somebody even before.
Yeah. I mean, she's got she's full of literature. I don't think I've seen anything else other than books, but the way she talks, it's like she frames everything as a story. Like
and she's
first,
in
second,
the top
third
of that
act.
theater.
Yeah.
And so I think she that's her vibe. Yeah, we'll see where all that goes, but I like that she's that actress that plays her. I like her also.
I do. She's good. Maggie has been bothering me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you.
We're here. So you want to go to
I can understand that.
we could help.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love her for that. She'll always, you know, she's not necessarily a favorite character of mine, but you know, I'll always have a soft spot for her because she's been around since season 2 of the main show.
Yeah.
But I feel like they tried to make her, by trying to make her more hard and rough around the edges, they've kind of turned her into a diet season 3 Madison, in my opinion. Like she's she's at that point where she's willing to do anything to save her family, you know? So,
Right.
I mean, it kind of gave me that vibe, but at the same time, you know, different characters, obviously, but I feel like maybe they got a little bit of maybe Gimple or somebody went back and watched those seasons and was like, hey, that's a cool idea.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm sure that something like that happened.
Where my son is.
Yeah, the Dead City turned into a Negan show. I think
Oh yeah, yeah. Most
even though
definitely.
Maggie was there and she's a big part of the story and a lot of stuff happened with her, it seemed like a Negan show.
It really did. Most of the people that I see talk about it mainly mention Negan anyways. It's basically every comment all the time is, man, Negan carried that show, or, you know, like, what's going on with Maggie and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's a good pair up, though. They work well together. And I do like the two of them together. It's an interesting dynamic, you know?
Yeah, yeah, and I think that's not just a thing that some are upset. You know, another thing the fan base could be split over is, oh, I don't want to see them together. Oh, it's okay to see them together. AMC or whoever's doing it, Gimple, I mean, I think it's part of the marketing knowing that, like, we're going to put these guys together, you know, and people will go, what?
Yeah, yeah. I remember when it was announced as Isle of the Dead, and it had both of their names on the poster, Maggie and Negan. Maggie's name first. The the first reaction from people was just like, "What the fuck? Those two? That's it? Just them in a show? How's that gonna work?" You know? Because I mean, he did kill her husband after all, so it's gonna be a little awkward, but. I mean, you go back to the last season of the main show, and that tension and that rivalry was there the entire time.
Oh,
so, I mean, it's just basically continuing that. But
some
also,
people thought, that was too much, but
yeah, I feel like
it's there. It's just reality.
It felt like it kind of undid some of the stuff from the very end of the series, where it felt like they had kind of come to. Not peace, but maybe come to terms with each other. If that makes sense, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Because was it? I can't remember. Was it Maggie or Daryl that gave Negan the head nod out of the window when he was walking away for the last time?
That was Daryl.
Was that Daryl? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
It seemed like oh yeah, he worked with Maggie when they almost killed the governor, Pamela Milton. That's right. Yeah, they were working with the gun together. But I really enjoyed that. Like, if they never would have done Dead City, I felt like that would have been a really nice way to tie up things for them.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, it kind of surprises me that Annie isn't dead in Dead
Oh
City.
yeah, that surprised me.
I thought that's where they were going.
Yeah, me too. So that she may pop up. You know, the thing is though, Negan's still deep in shit, so that was the whole reason he sent him away, is because I attract shit and I don't want you to get hurt. And they're after me right now, so you guys just need to get away from me. So he may say, I don't ever want to see him again, even though I really do. I don't want to bring death to
Unnecessary
them,
harm.
because people just, But Negan is a legend. You know, that's one thing Dead City kind of set up. People were like, oh, how does this guy know about Flynn getting killed? And how does these people know about this? I mean, it kind of boils down to Negan has become a legend in the apocalypse.
Yeah.
The stories have got around. I mean, people know.
I did like that. That was a nice element. I think it was the marshal that said something to somebody, right? Like, he bashed a man's head in.
Yeah. I think that lady in the bar.
Watching. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, in the bar. That was.
Yeah.
I remember hearing that, and I was like, "Oh shit, okay." Like, the stories have made their way that far north. That's cool. Okay.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was nice to see Simon again, wasn't it?
It was. It
That was a surprise. I remember them
Yeah, I
saying
love
we
that
would
actor.
see somebody else beforehand, but I thought maybe it'd
Yeah.
be Lydia or something like that before Negan set off, maybe. But
Right.
Simon was fun. I always
Oh
loved that
yeah.
guy. He
Yeah.
was great.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, Steven, I don't know if they could bring him back in any other way. That might have been the last time, but it'd be cool to see him again. If they did some early Savior story or something. But he's getting a little older. They got to hurry up and do this stuff. Time just passes and actors get older.
I was about
And
to
even
say the same thing. Yeah, if you're
as
gonna do
much as
that
I
savior
liked,
story,
as much as I like the next, I forget what it's called, the Breaking Bad thing that they had, years later. Um,
El Camino, Better Call
yes, that's
Saul.
it. That's it. That's
Okay,
it. El
yeah.
Camino. El Camino. The actors. It was supposed to be a back then story, but the actors had aged so much. I mean, I get it, and I watched it, and it's cool. It was a great story, but it was hard to get fully into it.
Especially with Jesse. I mean,
Yes, especially with and the guy that captured Jesse, I forget his name.
oh fuck. Todd.
Todd.
Yeah.
Todd to me looked a lot older. Yeah.
He'd gained a lot of weight too.
And some weight. Yeah.
Because he was in
So,
Fargo at the same time, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he was doing that
Yeah.
Fargo TV series at the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah.
That was
But,
weird. Yeah.
So some characters, a lot of people scream they want a backstory of this character and that one. I mean, they'd have to recast it at this point for a lot of them. If you wanted to do some younger version. So we'll see. I think they're heading towards the next generation though. So
Yeah, I think they're more looking forward than they are looking back.
yeah. Even though I could tell you the most profitable thing and could bring back The Walking Dead if they would do it is the early days. I mean, that's just what people want to see, I think.
People
You
always
bring
love
back
that.
the early days, some even if it's following somebody else and have some kind of Easter egg tidbits, in there.
Yeah.
Somehow tying into the main show or the main group. I don't watch Star Trek a lot, I watched the old series, but there's like 5 other new, all these other series, and I was flipping the TV and I saw this Star Trek episode. I want to say it's The Next Generation, and they had went back in time to try to stop the assassination of Captain Kirk or something, and they had taken old Star Trek episodes and made it look like they were really on the Enterprise. And I'd never seen that episode, and I thought that's pretty crazy because it looks pretty convincing, So I don't know if they could do something like that with The Walking Dead, where you could put, season 2 group somehow in the same situation or the same scene somewhere, like
Some sort
that.
of CG AI type deal.
Yeah, just kind of integrate it like, oh, well, this new series following these people ran into our group at some point. You could, it's going to be in this next episode or whatever. If you could really throw in some stuff like that.
Like the group that maybe Rick and Herschel and Glenn met at that bar. There was people that drove away.
Yeah,
So,
man, stuff like that, man. People would eat that stuff up. That's what I thought Tales would be, Tales of the Walking Dead.
Same. I was very, very disappointed with Tales. That was...
Yeah, that was an
I
experiment.
think that's the worst thing they've ever done, honestly. Well, I think I might rate season 5 of Fear lower, honestly. Just there's no entertainment factor to that season for me, dude. I can't watch it. It's just... God.
I mean, I've had a couple of fans in the comments, and I'm sorry to them because they say this wasn't a review, this was a rant, and I'm like, I don't know how else to talk about
review
it.
this, there's so many
and I
problems.
have to apologize because I don't have anything good to say about it.
It's sad. It's been like that for a long time with Fear.
And I want to. That's the
season
thing.
6 was good.
I want to love it. I want it to be good.
Me too, man. Me too. Like, they kind of had me there for a second because the beginning of season 6, while it's not the Fear of the Walking Dead I want, and it's never going to be the Fear of the Walking Dead I want ever. I'm never going to get that show that, I think about all the time to like, I wonder if it would have been Madison that killed Nick or if it would have been Nick that killed Madison at the end. Like I'll never get that answered. But for the cast we have and the story we have, the first half of season 6 really had me hooked. I thought those were some good episodes.
I thought they had brought in some new writers, and I was like, "This is awesome." Let this
Ghost
continue.
writers. Yeah, I've heard so many rumors about them bringing on ghost writers for that first half, which I could believe, honestly, because the second half of that season kind of it's still good. Well, it's better than 4 and 5, and 7 and 8. But there's a few stumbles, especially when it gets to the Teddy and Nuke stuff. Like, Teddy should have been around a lot longer, dude. Like, John Glover, you got John Glover in your show. Like, keep him here for more than 4 episodes. Like,
for sure.
And it kind of fumbled into the nukes, and I still don't even know how I feel about the nukes, man. Like, I feel like that was just too much.
I didn't like 7 personally. It was really hard for me.
No, I think like episode 1 of 7 was really good because they said they had me fooled up until like episode 2 of season 7 that they had like found their sweet spot to where it's not exactly, once again, the Fear that I loved, but it was a good show for what we had. And I remember the season 7 premiere being great because they started with Strand instead of Morgan for once.
Right.
That tower episode. And, I mean, Strand randomly throwing people off the rooftop was fucking wild and out of character, but it was still a fun episode. And it quickly
How that
went
dude's
downhill.
still alive, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people root for Strand, and he's a favorite character, but I don't dislike him really as a character. Just that if I was Morgan or almost any of those dudes, I would have already put a bullet in that guy's head. I mean, I couldn't take what somebody's done. If it's the apocalypse, like right now, you have to like go to court and sue them and all this kind of stuff. But in the apocalypse, I mean, no rules, dude.
There's so many points where he should have died by now. I love him to death, though. I mean, I'll always be attached to those OG characters, obviously, but he really should be dead. Like, the only reason he's not is because his name, Coleman Domingo's name, is so big, and he became the producer of the show.
Yeah, he's another show on AMC. He's like Daryl. Daryl or Norman Reedus started Ballhead Productions or something that's called like that, and made a
Big Bald Head.
Made a multi-year deal with AMC to do stuff. So they're in it. Norman and AMC's in it together, and I think Coleman is also like, that's their boy.
Yeah, he's got that bottomless brunch show or whatever, where he brings people on and makes cocktails and food for them and stuff.
I actually
like
never
that.
watched it.
He's got that new one too. He's got a travel one as well.
He's got a travel show also?
Yeah. I don't know if that one started yet. I know the first episode is in Savannah with Kim Dickens. So I'm looking forward to
that
seeing
might
it.
be something. I'll have to check that out if it's with her. Like the ride with Norman Reedus, I haven't seen every episode, but he has some cool people every now and then. I want to watch the Keanu Reeves one.
Oh my God, he's got Keanu on there?
I think coming up. It might have aired already, but I'm not sure. But I'm going to try to check it out, find it.
Excellent. I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
But good news here for all of us that enjoyed Dead City was we got this. Wasn't this at Comic-Con?
You don't trust me? Hell, I wouldn't trust me either.
Yeah.
I got a plan.
Here's the thing. I'd love to get numbers, wouldn't you? I'd love.
We may end up getting it according to what the strike does. That's one thing they want.
Oh, really?
Transparency. Yeah.
That would be good.
That's one of the things in the deal because they don't know. Like, if you're a writer, I mean, I guess you could go by like Netflix saying, "Oh, that show was really good on Netflix," but you don't have any numbers to try to get the next job, and they think that writers need that information, not just, the public, maybe not, but definitely the writers, and people need to know what's going on to really establish themselves as a good writer, a bad writer,
Well,
that kind of thing.
you need to gauge these things so you know like how
Yeah.
well things that you're working on are doing. I mean,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you go to
or-
different places, you're going to hear different things. Like Twitter is going to tell you that this is great, but this magazine's going to say it was terrible and you should watch this instead. Like you can't rely. You need numbers to like
Yeah.
aggregate facts like that. You can't go off what people are just saying to you. Like, oh yeah, I loved it. It was great. I watched all
Yeah.
of it.
Exactly, and
Can't
I
trust
hope
that.
I hope they release it to the public. I hope we get to see those numbers also, streaming numbers.
I would too. I'd love to see how many people actually watch.
Negan is on the island.
But I like this little thing they put together.
What the hell is that?
Just it's a nice little here's a little morsel to let you know there's more on the way kind of deal.
Oh yeah,
That was
yeah.
that was
I
nice.
liked it.
Haven't they already started filming season 2?
I want to say no.
No, I thought they had.
On Dead City. It
No,
does
Daryl.
seem like they started Daryl. Yeah,
Yeah, Daryl. Yeah, because Carol's already out there.
yeah. I'm not sure if they, how far they got on season 2 of that. But I'm wondering, because Carol's out there, I'm wondering if she'll show up in like the finale of the first season or, not until the beginning of the second season. So
I think
not sure.
if they were to play it really smart, they're probably going to end. She's either going to be completely in the last episode, or she'll be like maybe not a post credits thing, but kind of like they did with the Troy scene in Fear
Mhm.
8A, where all of our story concluded, and then it just piped in with one more scene real quick,
Mhm.
and then it goes
Yeah,
to
like a
credits.
little- like a little coda there at the end.
Yeah, I feel like they could put Carol on a boat or something,
Right. And
And
it'd just be a little scene.
yeah, I think that would
Yeah.
be enough because most people were very sad when this show switched from Daryl and Carol to just Daryl. But
Right.
I think it might have worked out better for us, man, because I feel like if they would have stayed with the Daryl and Carol model, they'd be filming in Georgia.
Yeah, it'd be a different story.
Yeah.
This story might have come later on, but I think they would have had to rethought it for sure.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not
But,
really too sure how we're going to get Carol out there, considering we don't even know how Daryl got out there yet, but
someone sent me, I think it was Brian. I saw him, and I mentioned Brian. I saw him earlier in the chat or chat box or something, and he had to go.
he's
So
out
he sent me a picture of a dog. It looked just like dogs swimming in the water. It's like that's just how they get there, just out in the open water.
Just
So
open
it's
water.
like
Carol and
swim.
dog. Yeah.
Yep.
Dog paddling.
But that's the big mystery of the Daryl Dixon thing is how he gets there. I think we've filled in some clues a little bit about him, but
Yeah, there's a
you know,
couple of little things.
but I would almost have to say it's the same, going to be possibly the same people, the pirates or group or cult or whatever it may be that has the ship and is going back and forth. And there's probably a reason that they're going back and forth. So I think a lot of that should play into the story. I may be totally wrong, but Carol, the way Carol gets there, of course, the ship wrecked, and Daryl got there floating on a lifeboat where he had to jump off the ship because it looked like it blew up and had fast walkers on it or whatever. But
Yeah,
I
like
think
he
there's
was
a
floating
thread.
on an upside down dinghy. Is that what they're called?
Yes.
Yeah.
The lifeboat, the dinghy. And the thing he jumped off of, where you see the explosion, the thing he jumped off of was the thing the lifeboat was hanging on before it dropped.
So he was on a larger vessel, obviously.
Yeah. So he jumped off, and that's the thing. I don't know. Like I say, it's just a theory. I think the way Carol gets there will be tied to that somehow.
That's actually
some group.
That's good. The only thing I saw somebody mention the idea that the problem with this theory is I have no idea how Carol would find out that Daryl's in France. But the one idea I saw was that since Carol basically took over Lance's job at the Commonwealth, she's in the position to where if they have any sort of, equipment to where they could actually, set the sail on the ocean, she would be in the position to find it, because Lance basically controlled almost all of the resources, like especially the outer stuff. So if they have ships, I imagine Carol knows where they are and she can, employ some people to go with her. But the problem with that is, once again, how does she know to go there in the first place?
Right. The only way that would, I think, kind of work is if she did a Michonne looking for Rick type thing, where she's looking for Daryl type thing, and she tracks him to, a dock or, something. So she's left Commonwealth and she's looking for Daryl, and runs into the same trouble. Like he says, I run into some trouble.
Yeah.
But there's so many ways, and every way you think it should go or could go, they're going to write it some other way or something.
Yeah. They usually avoid all of the pitfalls that we that makes sense.
Yeah.
And they sadly a good 50% of the time at least, they go in a direction to where you're like, really? What the fuck? It feels like sometimes they do that just so that you don't get it right.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I totally think that sometimes.
But for everyone out there that's watching, especially our we get a lot of VOD views on here versus the live views.
If I don't make it right.
Real quick, Des, did we get copyright ID'd for that Dead City trailer? One second, sorry about this, everybody. Okay, good. I mean, I did rip them myself and everything, so hopefully it'll be easier. But nope, we're good. Okay, cool. I mean, I see people react to trailers all the time on YouTube. I just don't know how they get away with it without, dealing with the copyright stuff. But
yeah,
for
it's tricky.
Is it? Yeah. I mean, you would obviously know. Is that why you don't do like full-on reaction videos? You think is because of the?
That's part of it. I don't show my face. That's another thing.
True,
Usually, I don't think I'm that beautiful, so I don't ever get on there. But
whatever, man, whatever. You totally work.
But the showing the video, I learned that early on, and it changes and it's different for different things. Like, for an example, if you try to put anything AC/DC, it won't be available in any country at all. Nobody, 0 people can see it.
Yeah.
They're that strict, right? But most shows like The Walking Dead and AMC, they'll let you do about 7 seconds of video.
Ooh. Damn.
Like just full screen. If you show a clip, it's supposed to be 10, but I've put 8 before and had videos flagged like for copyright content. So it's the limit's about 7 seconds. You'll never really see more than 7 seconds at a time.
Wow.
At one little point in any of my videos. I thought it was
always 20 or 30.
No, I wish it was. I mean, there's other different rules. Let's say, for an example, I wanted to play the Dead City trailer at the beginning of a review video. I usually break it up and play it in little 7 or 8 6 to 7 second segments. But if you play the whole trailer at the very beginning of the video, a lot of times they'll copyright just the beginning of the video, and you can still monetize the rest of the video. It's they do it that way. But if you play the clip, say the trailer in the middle of your video, then I've had it where none of the video can be monetized. So it's tricky dicky.
Yeah, we kind of ran into that a little bit. We did a Twin Peaks celebration special earlier in the week, and now we're having to file copyright disputes over like half of the thing because, I mean, even though it was all fair use, don't get me wrong, all that stuff was completely fair use, but I think the thing they're coming down on us the most for is a fucking parody skit we made for the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we used their footage and original footage that I actually filmed and Des put together, and so I'm dealing with a copyright claim on Facebook and Instagram for posting that skit. Showtime's
And
looking at it now.
do you have any of their footage longer than say 7 or 8 seconds?
Oh,
Probably,
yeah. But I remember I made sure of all this beforehand. When it comes to parody, like parody skits and stuff like that,
Right.
completely
Right.
protected under fair use, no matter what.
Right. And see, that's going back to some people, some companies are okay with that and they abide by that. But then, there's some places that go fully, like the AC/DC thing, like
Yeah.
they're
Can't
all the
mention
way.
it.
Yeah. So I think it depends on the brand, uh, just depends on the company, how strict they are.
Yeah. We
I bought my intro music.
Mm-hmm.
I have the license to use it on my channel, but I always get a copyright notice on it. Like, even though I've sent that in like 100 times, 200 times.
Really?
Every now and then I get another one like, hey, you're using this music. I'm like, well, damn it, I have been since 2016. Yeah.
Oh my God!
So you never know.
Dun, 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 stuff at the very beginning of each one, when
Yeah.
the logo shows.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. That's like the very
That's
ending
wild.
of a longer piece of music, and I don't even use the whole song.
I mean, it happens. We're nowhere even near monetization right now. So right now, since we like the music and everything like that, once it gets closer to when we can actually think about that, Des has already done it for one episode. We do things called clear cuts of each episode, where we remove all the music that's played at the beginning and then remove all the music from the intermission so that it's just the full show. So that's what people are going to have to look forward to whenever, or if we ever get to that point, because live is a different thing. Live, I'll try to keep doing that as long as I can, as long as the stream doesn't get taken down in the middle of a stream. But
right.
For now, it doesn't really, it doesn't affect us at all to play music for the intermissions and stuff like that. But definitely gonna have to pay closer attention to that later.
Yeah, I wanted to start a channel up here about music, to go around talking to bands and things like that. And it ended up it was going to have to be just how are you making it on social media, and how is the music business, and how is touring? Because I figured it out that if you let a band play a song in the video, it's hard for YouTube sometimes to monetize. Let any part of that video come to you, they'll monetize it toward the song that's in there.
Yeah.
So it's like, and it's not that I don't want to support the musicians, but I don't want to do hundreds of videos and not ever get anything from it, myself.
Understandable.
So it's trying to figure out how can you have an artist play a song in your video, but still also get part of the monetization.
That's wild. So, are you talking about using established recorded versions or live versions in a video?
Yeah, just if they sit down and play with an acoustic, it's still their song being played.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I always use live. I think tonight's the first time I didn't use live music at the very beginning, because we never get clipped for that at all. Like I've got tons of live shows from a bunch of bands I love, but they never really
never got clip for it.
No, because they're all from like
Cool.
archive.org, you know, where
Right,
the live music
gotcha.
database is. So
Gotcha,
maybe
gotcha,
that's
gotcha.
just more of a, you know, if they allow their music to be put on archive.org, then
Yeah, I think
Right.
just
they're
that, like
cool with
the
it.
artists.
It definitely
What's that?
depends on the artist.
Yeah, probably. To be honest, now I'm afraid to fucking play this trailer. I don't know. I guess whatever. I don't know. I feel like I should give people a little bit of context here. We're not monetized.
I want him to know I tried.
So, all right, there's your 7 seconds. So, the beginning of this here, if you couldn't tell from what James and I were talking about, somehow Daryl Dixon ends up in France. And this really seems to be all we know of that is Mr. Dixon here. He's on a dinghy or a lifeboat, you know, and middle of nowhere. Eventually, he washes up ashore there. And, you know, we get a little bit of an introduction from the gentleman, you know, for the people who have maybe... Do you think they're trying to attract new audiences with these, James?
I do.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. You know, whether it works or not, that's the whole big question. I
Yeah.
think they did get a few new viewers with Dead City, so I think it's mostly old fans, but I think they did grab a few new ones.
I've definitely seen older fans coming back. And that's cool. That's really cool to see.
Yeah,
But,
and if Daryl Dixon's good, it could bring back even more. You know, I think everybody's waiting for the Rick and Michonne.
Oh yeah. Oh
So
yeah. That's gonna be a big deciding factor for a lot of people.
oh yeah, I mean Rick Grimes is possibly one of the most iconic characters in all of
television
I
history.
don't know. Yeah, literature almost.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we got to remember these. The main show came from comics, after all, so you can consider it that as well. We were talking earlier about how he might have gotten there, and I remember you mentioned there was a little bit of a tease, and I think this is the scene right here that you and I were speaking of. Right here. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that
I
looks
think
like a
this is
shipping
like a
ship.
cargo ship or something, maybe. You know.
Yeah, it looks like a container type ship of some kind, and a lot of people have said, "Oh, it's got to be Padre," but I don't think it has anything to do with Padre whatsoever. And but it is that type of big ship, and you see the fast walker coming out.
Do you think that's a
And
walker?
yeah, that's totally one of the fast walkers, and you can see it's even got maybe shackles on its hands where it had been tied up, so it got loose.
Oh, it
And
looks
you know
scorched too. I
the
didn't even
shit's
notice
going
that.
down. Arrow probably even caused it to get loose. You know, maybe he was a prisoner also. But
Yeah, I can see that.
he's jumping off the rails there where the boat used to be, the little dinghy.
The walker looks scorched too. I mean, we see flames. If you look here when it's walking, there's a certain glisten right here, to where it looks like maybe the skin's been burnt. Maybe the clothes are a little tattered from being burnt or something like that. There's a split second here. I didn't even recognize the first few times I've seen this, but once he goes over, if you watch the walker here 1 second, like it doesn't even it tries to go through the bars there to get to him instead of going over.
Yeah, and it's hard to kind of tell, but he flinches also. It looked like the walker did.
Yeah. Okay. It looks like
so that going through the bars, I don't, you know, that may be what he's doing. It almost looked like he's flinching there at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we've seen from the post-credit scene of World Beyond, obviously, that there's a type in France that retains some sort of memory, considering she turned around and ran to the door that the person that killed her walked out of.
Correct.
I'm not really sure why else she would have gotten up and ran straight to that door.
Right. She had some
Unless,
type of memory.
yeah, there has to have been something there, because
Yeah.
that was
So
that was a
so
crazy
that's the
scene.
thing.
I remember
It's
that.
not only that there's the runners, but they got a little bit of memory. And we got in the one Daryl Dixon teaser, they're called burners, but they have acid blood.
The acid
So
blood, yeah.
do they have memory too? You know, that's a dangerous addition to walkers.
It really is. But I like it though, because I wish they would have introduced this idea earlier. It would have felt smoother, more consistent. But I
Yeah,
do
for
like
sure.
that it ties back to Darabont's idea for the walkers, because like
Yeah.
Morgan's wife
Yeah.
turning the doorknob, and the
Yeah,
walker that
yeah.
used like the brick to get into the mall and everything like that.
Yeah. If Darabont's idea of the walkers had have continued, they would have been a much bigger threat.
Oh yeah, can you imagine a herd of the ones that
Smart ones.
of the smart ones? Jesus
Memory.
Christ.
Yeah.
Ugh. I can't even imagine how terrible that would be. But yeah, it looks like that. It looks like the walker goes through, like he's still trying to get him. So
Yeah.
I guess
That's
that is a
crazy.
walker. We've got a Clemence Posey playing. I think her name's Isabel, right? Yeah, Isabel.
Man, that's the one thing I dread with these reviews, and I'm dreading it already with the trailers, is trying to say these French names. I'm just a southern white boy that redneck. I can't say
Same.
crap. I
Same.
mean, people make fun of me all the time. I just have to say I'm sorry up front. I don't mean to mispronounce it all.
I'm the same way, dude.
Oh,
I mean, I'm
let me
just
tell you
another
this. Let me
Southern
tell you,
dude
throw
too.
this theory at you. I'm not sure how many theories you thought about the dead Daryl Dixon, but they think the kid's immune, or that's kind of the theories going around, that the kid's immune.
Yeah.
But what if he's not immune and he's just super intelligent? Because they've also had in a few scenes, oh, I know all the countries and cities that were
Oh
in the world
yeah.
before, and I know
He knows all
this
the
and I know
states
that.
in America.
And so what if he's some type of, just genius kid that could
Prodigal son
lead,
kind of deal?
yeah, that could lead to the revival of humanity in that search type of way, instead of being immune or something. I don't know. I think maybe there's something else.
I hope
And it's
it's
not
not
immune.
immune. I hope it's
Yeah,
not immune, because it's
I hope
way
it's not.
too similar to The Last of Us for my
Yeah, I
taste.
hope it's something totally else. I mean, he's already transporting the kid, so that's similar.
Yeah,
If it's
exactly.
immune also, and they've shown the mom having the kid, that the mom that dies, that has the kid, and the nun has to take care of it. Everything's pointing way too similar for me.
Yeah, that's and plus with the scenery of France on top of it, that also feels like kind of a maybe not stealing, but also kind of borrowing that, because one of the bigger things for The Last of Us for me was the set pieces. I feel like they didn't use it enough. We didn't get to see enough of that world. But you could argue that even the idea of placing the show somewhere like this also sort of mimics The Last of Us, because we know we're going to get bigger and better set pieces, and it's going to have a more consistent, like, cinematic quality to it.
Right. Yeah, I think I've said it in the video before. I'll be upset if it's really close. We already know it's kind of close, but if it's really just straight up, that'll kind of just, I don't know.
That'll be a little disappointing for me. It's just too on the nose. Like, it's
Yeah. And what's crazy, I've actually recorded the audio. I haven't edited the video together. It'll be put up tomorrow. Daryl just did an article talking about, oh, it's art and it's beautiful and it's not like, like I was saying earlier, the ensemble cast and stuff. But he also says something I thought I'd never hear them actually say, because it's so true, is that, this show, it goes on season after season, and eventually you're redoing storylines you've already done, even if it was with a different character or something, and I was saying lines. He's like, I'm saying lines I've already said before, everything just kind of repeats itself. And he said, this show isn't going to be like that. I was like, I can't believe he actually even said that.
Acknowledged that. Yeah.
Yes, acknowledged that for sure. So with him saying that, if the show is a copy of The Last of Us, that just, what the hell?
Kind of ruins Mr. Reedus's credibility for me if that actually ends up being the case.
Yeah, we'll
and
just
I
have to
love
see.
Norman
Hopefully
to
not.
death.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, I hope not, man, because I love Norman to death. He's I really do think he's no Andrew Lincoln. Don't get me wrong, he's no Rick, but I really do think he stepped up to bat very, very well after Rick left. I never really pictured Daryl as the leader type, but they portrayed it in a way to where it felt natural for him. He didn't do the speeches. He just took care of business, and I appreciated that. Like, he didn't give the Gimple talk speeches about we gotta do better bullshit or whatever. It was just kind of for him. It was just kind of like, let's go.
Yeah.
That's Daryl. Like,
yeah.
So it made sense. I liked that. I did like that.
And overall, I guess, even from season 8, but season 11 wasn't the greatest. It was rushed.
No.
And you could say a lot of things about it, but one aspect I did like is that Daryl was like stepped into, like, I'm going to be a father figure to these kids. I'm going to take care of them, and it showed that part. And I like that he was willing to wear the white, funny-looking suit, and get a job.
Yeah, he's willing to be a soldier. Yeah.
Yeah, because Judith said, I like this place. I like having friends. I'd really like to stay here. And he's like, you got it. You got it, little ass kicker.
Yeah, that was nice. That was nice. Seeing Daryl progress like that is interesting from, seeing him hold Judith as a baby the first time to him carrying her into the hospital was, that was a nice, circle, a life kind of deal.
It was, man. Yeah, what a
cool.
character. And I was watching, I think it was season 5. I can't remember which episode, but it's when him and Carol went to get back into Atlanta to rescue Beth. And Carol they were just talking, and Carol was like, I remember when you were before. And he's like, well, what do you mean? She's like, you were like a little boy, but now you're a man. And so it was this real bonding. They had already bonded, but just this really extra bonding time there.
That's the first half of season 5, isn't it? Because I remember 508 is Coda, and that's the one where Beth dies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that was the mid-season.
Yeah, I remember that mid-season finale kind of pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was I felt like they were just building Beth up, and
I know.
For it to. Ooh, we've only got about 20 minutes left, don't we, Des? All right, so I want to talk about fear real quick.
Let's do it.
If that's all we get to cover, we'll talk about the ones who live next time, or some other time, whatever works for you. But there's this obviously this mid-credit scene or coda here. I'm not sure if we'll get clipped for this or not, but if so, we'll just remove the entire clip and then put it back in.
I wonder if I go like this, turn it off and on.
Hey, that works for me. All right, I'm gonna let it ride. Let's try it as an experiment.
Come to the following coordinates and send an SOS on this channel. 31 degrees, 51 minutes north. 81 degrees, 10 minutes west. We will
All right, so on that radio there, that's Madison talking over the radio with the broadcast. And the hand that we are seeing, which is also was also caused an argument amongst the fans, because it's obviously a woman's hands, and you can see a woman's long blonde hair hanging down here at the very top of the frame. The character we're seeing here is Mr. Troy Otto, who died at the end of season 3, because the original showrunner didn't trust the new showrunner to write for him. So now the new showrunners have gone against the 2 wishes that Mr. Erickson had on the way out. Number 1, keep Madison the main character. Number 2, keep Troy Otto dead. They've gone back on both now, and I don't know how I feel about this. But if you watch this little bit right here, you see that he's got his old canteen. He's got the flashlight he used to carry. That map actually goes all the way from Mexico, where they were.
From the dam kind of area, yeah.
It goes into Texas, where the baseball stadium was, and down into Galveston, where the sub was, all the way out to Savannah, Georgia, where Padre is located. So he's been on the hunt for a while. We got I'm pretty sure these are Strand sunglasses, if I'm not mistaken.
Strands. Yeah.
He's got the hammer that Madison killed him with by slapping him in the head twice very hard.
Yeah.
To the point where
Not only did he
brain.
survive, not only did he survive all the water coming through the dam, he stopped for a second and picked that hammer up.
Right? Yeah, he just grabbed that in the middle of the dam falling on him.
Yeah. Somewhere in there. Because he's a badass.
Gotta get this from my montage.
He's a badass.
Yeah. He's got that, and here's the big one that really threw me for a loop is right here. Alicia's arm from season 7. For those that don't know, Alicia is Madison's other. Madison had 2 kids, Nick and Alicia. Alicia, the actress that plays her, she left last season, the episode before her mom came back, so that we didn't get a reunion, which still makes no fucking sense to me. But she lost her arm, and she made this using the bones from her arm.
Oh, Jesus.
So, but the thing is, how does Troy have this? At some point in his journeys, there's been a 7-year time skip as well in between the 7th season and the 8th season. This season we're in right now is the 8th.
I don't know,
at some point, he picked up this from Alicia. So, is she dead?
It feels like it's out of canon. Like it's almost like just fan service. This season.
Oh, it is. It is.
Yeah.
It is, because they fucked up that bad. They fucked up so
Yeah.
bad that they're having to rely on nothing but fan service for these last 6 episodes.
Part of me wants to say that it's, he has a story about it, and part of the story is that he got the arm, but the rest of her got away, maybe. But we have that little clip, and I know it's not really her, but there's that one little clip of her walking toward the door, looking out back through the door. It's like a deck area.
Oh, yes.
And you see this one-armed girl zombie walk around.
What are you
So
doing?
it's like, is that her?
Here we go, right here.
The epic final
in this,
season of
isn't
Fear
it?
the Walking Dead returns.
I think so.
This is how Padre survives.
The final season of Fear the Walking Dead returns
No,
this
it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Maybe it was in that, was it in that
think
sneak peek from the Show Me More thing?
It's right there. I mean, it don't show it, but if you go back,
that's the scene. That's the scene, isn't it?
It's the scene, but it doesn't show that little piece.
Yeah,
But
because I know what you're talking
yeah.
about. She's looking out the window, and there's the girl that has like the hair same length as Alicia.
Yeah,
her
yeah.
arm's missing. Yeah.
And the one arm. So I don't think that's her. But I'm hoping they say Alicia got away.
Yeah, me too. A lot of people say this is Troy right here, actually.
Yeah, on the bridge.
Yeah, it looks like him to me.
Fear the Walking Dead return.
Yeah, pretty sure it is.
This is how Padre.
But this
So they go on some kind of adventure.
This shot bothers me, James.
Why?
You know why this shot bothers me, James. Last time I saw this shot, my favorite character fucking died.
Yeah.
And now here she is doing it again.
You know, they said we're going to see how she survived, and we didn't do that in 8A, I don't think. So
no, but that can't be it because she's got the backpack with the oxygen tank.
This is a different scene right here. So maybe I'm thinking during this scene, she's trying to do the same thing, save somebody, right? Lure the walkers away, and she's having flashbacks to,
yes.
you know, the way she escaped.
That would be great. I'd be perfectly fine with that because I do remember reading that article. Yeah, they literally promised that we would find out how she escaped from the stadium. So
yeah,
I mean, obviously, my headcanon is there was a very climbable fence behind her. Just saying. And they were using the owner's boxes for bedrooms. And you can get to those owner's boxes through the bleachers, which were right there past the fence. So, up over the fence, jump to the bleachers, get up to the owner's boxes. You know you've got food up there, supplies. You can either wait them out or you can devise a plan, and you've got, you know, food and water and stuff like that so that you've got time to figure out a plan.
Right, and that fits, you know, her going high instead of low, because my initial theory is she went through a manhole or somehow got down underneath somehow and got out, a sewer, you know, something, whatever.
Some sort of
but
tunnels,
your theory makes more sense, and because she had smoke damage. If she had went down, she wouldn't have got as much, seemingly wouldn't have got smoke damage. Your theory says,
that's smart.
Yeah, smoke rises and could have definitely, you know, even though she was stuck up there, all that smoke, just she couldn't get away from that.
Yeah,
that's why she had to. She's got to do the oxygen thing now. So I like your theory, man. I like it.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I didn't even think of the manhole thing.
I may have to put it in a video as a theory of how we think it might happen.
Yeah, go for it, man.
And Des will be in there too.
There you go.
Sweet.
Let's just collab on something. I've always wanted to do a fear video with you. Maybe like expectations for the final season, or
we should do it, man.
Been. You know, I like that idea of what it should have been. That's
and you know, I'm not real up on all this stuff that Des is how to technically put us all together, but you could even pre-record something, you know, like your thoughts on how it is, and then I can play it in my video or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, true.
Point back to you guys.
We'll definitely
Troy and his one eye.
Yeah. So this leaked onto the internet. Do you know where this came from, James? I just saw it on the internet one day.
I actually don't. I know Clash PR, which blew up. It's a huge channel. Had it in little shorts, and that's where a lot of people got it initially. But then I found it in several places that was the full clip. So
yeah, this one is same. I finally found it about 3 hours after Clash posted it as a short.
I haven't really figured out the source.
I don't know where it came from. Is this maybe the clip they showed at Comic-Con?
You know, like I say, I don't know.
There was never any report from anybody at Comic-Con about what the fear clip was that they showed.
You know, wasn't it they had maybe said they were going to show some stuff, but it ended up just being like the trailer is all they showed, maybe? I don't know.
I'm not sure. I was never able to get an answer on that from anybody that was there. But obviously, you know, this character has been gone for 5 years now, and here he comes, just strolling right back up.
You know what would really tickle me pink if they wrote this like so jam up, if we're sitting there like, holy shit, I can't wait till the next episode. Like, you know, it's so good. Wouldn't that be so crazy?
I can't even imagine it. Did you see that the writers for the final half were released today?
I did.
Yeah, showrunners only wrote one episode, so it might be a good
Yeah.
sign.
Yeah, I think that is definitely a good sign.
Yeah. We know how they've. What did you think of this scene of Troy? How do you think of the way he's written, like his dialogue?
Yeah, I don't know. I just have to see more, I guess. You know,
I think he'd still be keeping the same
initial reaction. I know in another scene, it was an earlier promo, we see Madison actually get up. It doesn't show Troy, just maybe the side of his face
With
or a
the
little
hammer.
bit. And she's coming at him, and Strand is holding her back or grabs the hammer.
Yeah. She's
So,
got the hammer.
you know,
I think Troy threw out the skeleton arm.
yeah.
And, like, that's what set her off. It's got to be it.
Yeah. I killed your daughter. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, it would.
But you know, it depends. If they do something crazy like kill her off screen, Alicia, because the actress may not want to come back, so that may happen, and it'll piss a lot of people off. So it depends on what little things they do. I think, you know, that'll matter overall.
Yeah. Those tiny details are going to be a lot for people. Like Troy here, I do like this little part.
Tell you the truth about who she is. In fact, about him. Good.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna tell
You're
you
mistaken.
the truth about who she is.
That's
In
Anton.
fact, you know what? Even better. Let me show you.
Oh, the reveal. So back in season 3, he was hit on the temple. Yeah, it was the temple twice. So hard that you saw. Honestly, I thought it was brain matter.
Yeah.
Coming out. I've seen some
Might
people
have been a
say
chunk
that it
of
could have
hair,
just
but-
been. Could have just been skull. Like
yeah,
bone
skull
showing.
and hair, bone,
Yeah.
something. But yeah, it was a bad. He should be like not talking correctly.
Yeah, like it should be brain damage. Literally, it should be.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
Maybe
what
not
causes.
walking straight.
Right? I'm not sure what caused this with his eye. I mean, obviously the hit caused it, but I've never really seen. I can't say I've seen an eye
But it's
change color.
it's
like
funny.
that.
I don't watch a lot of cop shows and those homicide story shows and stuff as much. But in the comments after I did a video saying, you know, this dude should be dead. There's no way he could live through the damn explosion and the 2 hits. A lot of people come back and say, well, there's this one show. It shows this dude got shot in the head and he lived, and this one guy lost half his brain and he lived, and this one guy got a screwdriver through the skull and he lived. And it's just
the
like,
Phineas
okay,
Gage. Yeah, the Phineas Gage
maybe.
stuff.
We'll just have to see.
Yeah, I mean, there is that famous case of Phineas Gage. He took the railroad spike like straight through his frontal lobe or whatever, and it just changed his changed his personality basically, like turned him into a fucking asshole if I remember right.
Right. Yeah. So who knows? Maybe Troy is
well adjusted now because he was an asshole
adjusted.
before.
Yeah. That's why we see him and Madison on the bridge. He's changed. He's like, I
he's
love you
changed.
guys.
I've missed you so much. Where's Nick?
I've been looking for you the whole time. See my map? I've traced you and tracked you the whole way.
I am interested to see if he doesn't. I mean, if he met up with Alicia, I'm sure he knows. But I am interested to see him address Nick because they were, like, obviously
Buddies.
really good together.
Yeah.
One of my favorite
you'd
scenes.
think he knows it. You'd think he probably knows about it, but maybe not.
I don't know. I imagine he would have to. But one of my favorite scenes involves the two of them. It's when they were trying to save everybody in the pantry back on the ranch in season 3. It's right after Jake dies, and Troy says something very Gimple-esque, like he was too good for this world, or something like that. And Nick just turns to him and shuts him down immediately. He's like, "Shut up, Troy," and something like, "You can sleep when you're dead." Like the fact that he just shut him down immediately as soon as like it became philosophical. That was like a really nice balance to all the stuff we were getting in season 7 and 8 of the regular show.
Nick, you know, he went from I'm just a drug addict kid that don't give a fuck to, a leader and a straight-headed, like I can make good decisions, more or less.
It was impressive to watch. A lot of character growth there with that guy.
I liked, it was that same time when Troy was sitting there, Jake had just died, and he went over there and drugged Troy over to the edge, and you could see off the cliff, and he's like, "This is what you did, Troy. This is what you did."
Yeah, yeah.
And you could see the horde just overrunning the camp.
Yes, yes. Oh, good memories, good memories.
Yeah, I like those two dudes, man. That was a good duo.
All right, so I don't want us to get cut off in the middle of our conversation, and it looks like we've got about 5 minutes before Des's internet is going out for scheduled maintenance.
They're putting in some kind of like avian protection or something with the power lines, so they got to turn off the power lines for the night so they can protect the birds.
Birds.
Interesting.
So we got to blame the birds.
We got to blame the birds.
Which is sad because we weren't able to get to the ones who live, and obviously that's the big one for everybody.
That just means we got to come back and do it again sometime.
That does. You are correct there, sir.
So it's next week.
Yeah, there is always next week or the week after, whichever works. Okay, so that you don't get cut off and we don't, in the middle of things things don't get shut down. I think we'll end it here for tonight.
Sounds good.
James, thanks so much for coming, dude. It's been so fun. I've been waiting to have this conversation for so long.
The honor's mine, man. I appreciate everything, and like I say, man, let's get together on a video. Let's do something.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna be sending you a message about that tomorrow. Don't worry.
Sounds good.
We'll figure something out. But
it's been a pleasure, my friend.
Thanks, dude. Hopefully we can have you on here again soon, because I do want to talk about the Rick and Michonne show, obviously.
Yeah. I can't wait. Let's do it.
All right, brother. Thanks for being here, man.
Peace out, everybody. Thanks, Nick. Thanks, Des.
Thanks,
Thank
James.
you.
See you next time, brother. Oh, that was fun.
Oh, are we just stopping now?
No, I think I can fit in one song.
All right.
Yep.
Oh.
This one's called The Cutting Room Floor. We've come to that time, ladies and gentlemen. It's the end of the program. We're gonna have to see you next week. So, same bat time, same bat channel. All right. We both know it's happening too fast to make you want to stay. We've been running through all of the daylight, can make them go away. And I've been listening to all of your suffering. All I hear about is your fucking pain. So won't you say something for change? You'll just stay the same. From the cutting room floor, here comes the sound of the voices coming down the hall.
when you know you're alone at night. Don't you worry about that thing that they call trust. What if it's all a lie? Tell me something, something that's trivial. Yeah, I'll try and make a point. Seems I'm always last one to know, 'cause you're never the first one to tell. So won't you say something for a change? You'll just stay the same. From the cutting room floor, here comes the sound of the voices coming down the hall. When you know you're alone, when you know you're alone, when you know you're alone. Good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.